Last we left off, your group departed from Drungalung, leaving the Frog City behind and seeking proper civilization in the walls of Nyanzaru. Entering the jungle once more and continuing onward, you first ran into a beautifully large tree of dancing monkey fruit. But before you could properly identify this, you learned of two terror folk that had seemed to get themselves into a strange predicament after eating a few of these fruits, in which they were stuck in an uncontrollable urge to dance. Helping them, your group managed to outnumber and negotiate a deal with them, in which you would potentially help destroy monsters, causing them strife for only the price of them telling you their location and leaving you be. Calculating these terms, they decided to agree, should their boss see it advantageous to them and let your group pass without incident. And then let your group pass that incident. Forgot a comma there. Later into the day, your group crossed a camp of dead halflings that seemed to have been mauled by a group of Patera folk that killed them from afar and ran while the halflings were drunk on Teish, Nyanzaru's drink of choice. Opting to rest at this camp and not let the halflings set up go to waste, your group pitched tent and set to rest, keeping watch for any dangers the jungle had to offer for the night. Opposed to the usual sounds that pervade your ears in the jungle night, your group was met with rustling bushes and growling when a small horde of zombies attacked. Your group swiftly overcame this threat before being greeted by a much larger and more oppressive horde that ended up pushing you deep into unknown territory with no notion of where to go next. Investigating for a bit after outrunning the horde, you were able to locate much to your dismay what was the handiwork of a massive beast. Quickly meeting this creature, your group now finds yourself running away from a zombified Tyrannosaurus Rex. Good luck. And now, we can begin the chase. So, top of the initiative order is Cinder. Here's what I'll ask now before we start, because I'm sure this is a thing that needs to be addressed. How many of you forgot the chase rules and need them to be re-explained?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. One needed. To re-explain how the chases are going to work, and to kind of have an understanding now before we get into things, chases are going to function as follows. You're going to start, and once it hits your turn in initiative, you will describe to me a method of which would help you potentially create distance between yourself and the Tyrannosaurus, or some way to, I don't know, slow it down, or block yourself from its vision. Something to try and lose it in the chase. You'll describe to me. And then after you describe that to me, if I deem it good, I'll say, yes, roll blank. If I deem it bad, I'll say, no, come up with something else. And that is that. No arguing or anything like that. Just simple, closed, and shut. And if you succeed a arbitrary DC that I create in my mind, for whatever skill you're
yes, the out of my ass roll. I love those.
For whatever skill you're trying to use to put distance between yourself and this monster, I will give you 1 point. If you reach 3 points, then you're free from the chase. If you fail a DC, you lose 1 point, and in turn, that point that you lose goes to your enemy. If your enemy gets a set amount of points that I have determined in my head, then it catches up with you and a combat initiates. And the only way to escape combat is getting it to have health.
So
Where
dying, got it.
Where you can potentially reinitiate a chase with it once more. Anyways, with that out of the way, Cinder, you're up. How would you like to start off? Currently, it's about, I'd say, a solid 60 feet away from your group right now and gaining.
Away and up.
You want to try and fly away as best of you can?
Gain distance and height as much as possible.
Alright, you'll fly up into the air and you'll try and use trees to your advantage to, in some ways, obscure yourselves behind jungle foliage.
Yeah. What do you want me to roll exactly?
I'll give you stealth check on this one. To try and hide yourself to the best of your abilities.
I'm not great at stealth, but we'll do it. Let's go. Let's hide. Please. Of course, it was low. Love that.
It's,
rolled off the 11.
It's 1 point to the T-Rex.
I hate it. But carry on.
That was a DC 10.
Hold on. There you go.
Wolf, your turn is up. How would you like to create distance? as this, I'll say, shambling monster is breaking through everything in its path to reach you.
Well, I would like to just run normally, but I
Please.
would like to use my information that I'm aware of and see if I can think of anything that would come to mind that would give me an advantage at slowing this thing down, like recalling information or maybe making like an observation that would help
Okay.
in that regard.
Perhaps observing how they hunt to potentially make yourself seem like less of an apt target to go for.
Something like that, or perhaps a weak spot or anything like that.
Something to
really.
help slow it down, a pressure point, anything.
Yes.
If you're searching for a way to potentially injure it, I'd say make a medicine. If you want to simply recall knowledge, you may make a history or a animal handling check of your choice.
I will make a history check because I have advantage because it is on Fey Fiends or Undead.
This is undead.
Hey, don't you
So-
still have an inspiration from last session that you were allowed to carry over?
I do, indeed.
Did I allow you to carry that one over?
Yeah, because it was
yeah.
near the very end of session.
Ah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So with
I probably
advantage.
gave it at the end then.
Okay.
Nice.
1 point for you. Distance has been created.
And did I recall any useful information?
Yeah, I'll say with a history check, recalling not just about how Tyrannosauruses work, but also the intricacies of the undead that purvey your jungle home, and what you've seen and what you've learned along your newfound travels from your reawakening. These massive beasts on their own, Tyrannosauruses, being the hunters they are, it's quite hard for you to believe that something like this could happen to one of them. But at the same time, it's hard not to believe something before your very eyes. I'll say that recalling accurate information, you're able to create a sizable amount of distance between you and it, and put yourself down enough to where you don't think that it views you as a primary target.
Because I'm not meat.
You're not meat. Well, it's one part of it, but this thing seems more violent than anything, and simply spacing yourself out from the larger group is one way to make a large impact on yourself.
Okay.
As this thing wants to go for the larger group of kills.
Okay. I'll can I just relay that information to everybody, telling everybody to maybe spread out a bit?
Sure. With that, I'll say Jack will get advantage on his next check.
Nice.
Add to it. Go ahead
Hell
and
yeah.
your turn.
Yep, that
Which
will
you'll
be it.
need, Jack, because you have a disadvantage in every check.
The fuck you do? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so now you just have a normal roll.
Alright?
Mm.
Just how it is. Tyrannosaurus zombies turn to go. This bumbling monstrosity shambles and destroys everything in its path, trying less to catch up with you and more to kill anything that looks like it might get in its way. It wants meat right now, and you're probably the first living creature it's seen in a while. So I'll say it will take its massive undead tail and slam down a tree, creating a sizable impact in front of your group as you run, catching up on your side and being at your flank right now, preparing to go in. Make all of you, this is, a dexterity saving throw.
Boy.
So I
Because he said so.
rolled an obstacle.
Shit, didn't mean to make that way.
I
That's
do love
six.
my deck saves.
Well, I mean, it was your next roll, Jack. So I mean, well, you have normal rolls for saving throws, actually,
Let's see.
because it's only checks that you have disadvantage on.
Saving throw.
Mm.
Normal. Oh!
It's gonna be one of these sessions.
Cinder, you're fine because you're fine because you're in the air at the moment.
Okay.
Only Lucian would have lost a point there. The
Oh,
DC
boy.
was 12. But Lucian, you had no points, so it
I
doesn't
got a
matter.
7.
It's
Isn't it?
dexterity.
It added
You
up
had
to
your,
it, Bob.
yeah, your
Yeah.
dexterity modifier.
It adds up because your
Oh.
modifier. You rolled a
Oh,
12.
I was looking at the wrong one. Yep.
You rolled a 7, hit a 12. Lucian, you would have lost a point, but fortunately you don't have any to lose to begin
Have
with,
any to
so you're
begin
fine.
with.
So yeah, you're completely fine.
I think it might be
Congrats, you're
Lucian's
now in
turn.
debt.
I'll say, Lucian, a giant log smashes in front of you as you're paying more attention to the massive T-Rex to your side. Not enough time to notice the obstacle that comes your way. Luckily, I'll say your party members will jump in the way and help inform you of the situation and pull you aside before any massive troubles can come to you. Because why not? Jack, it's your turn to go. How would you like to create distance?
You know, I really haven't had any time to think about this week,
Hey, just
unfortunately.
Think anything up. Nice and
Like
simple.
I
How you
said,
do it.
out of my ass, dice.
Nice and simple is how we want it to be.
How dark is it?
It's decently unlit. It's pretty good. Your dark vision does come into effect when you have it.
Can I have enough time to strike a light on my bullseye lantern and aim it at its eyes? To try and blind it a little.
You want to light a lantern and throw it behind, like throw it.
No,
to your side.
no. That shit's expensive. It's a bullseye lantern. I'm gonna try and funnel the light.
How far is the range of that?
Yeah, let me
Because
double check.
As much as I enjoy the idea of you trying to
60-foot
blind this,
cone.
as much as I enjoy the idea of trying to blind this thing by like a Dead by Daylight killer, I need to consider this.
And by the way, what are expenses when our lives are in danger, right?
Light in a 60-foot cone.
It is a fire and a lantern being shined at it. Yeah, I'll let you do that. Make me and I'll say performance. Why not? This is weird. I'll go with performance on this. Yeah, it's weird.
Since
I can
this
see how
is
this
just a normal roll. No, this would be a disadvantage because this is technically a check. Yes.
Mhm.
So
But
can I
you go
use
to roll.
that? Yeah, I was gonna say normal roll for that one.
Yeah, it is one of those sessions.
So Wolf, did
Sorry,
you
I'm
still
back.
want to fight it?
I'm back. Well, I was gonna say before you rolled it, you have a normal roll. Did you roll it normal?
That was a normal roll.
Ooh, that was a nat 1. I'll
Yeah,
say
that was.
as you lose 1 point and it gains a point, and as you shine the lantern at it, instead of your desired effect of trying to mess with its eyes in some way, instead you see its one massive eye kind of squint and close, and then focus in on you specifically. And before you quickly put out your lantern and hide it away, now the Tyrannosaurus, seeing a bright object, helping reveal your location even further to it.
May I move?
No, there's no movement here. This is only a check-based
You're bad.
chase.
What?
Hey man, the dice, you got a nat 1. The dice just ain't in your
Yeah.
favor. Lucian, your turn to roll. What would you like to
do? As Lucian's running away from the new Z-Rex, because I actually like that name a lot,
That's fair.
he's gonna turn around and cast Spike Growth, blocking the path with barbed ice shards to, slow it down and also tear at its leg muscles.
I'll say the most efficient way to do that, since it's at your side currently, would be to try and throw it in between you and the group, so when it tries to go in, it backs away instinctually from the pain.
Yeah.
In a reactive sense.
Does it
So
feel pain?
Go ahead and make an Arcana check for me, or a Nature of your choice.
I'm sure it definitely doesn't feel, but I mean, hey, if its muscles gives out, that's
Don't
Yeah,
worry, zombie T-Rex.
Magic,
Me
your
too.
magic deriving from nature. I'll let you make either or.
Oh,
Oh.
All right.
from
the
a
nat 20 on your
1
Arcana
20.
check.
Okay then.
You all witness as Lucian, you'll raise your hand, and out from the ground between you and the T-Rex, a massive plane, a circle of spiked ice sticks up out of the ground right as it goes in on Jack for a kill, but it steps on and instinctually jumps away in pain as it's stabbed into the leg. It will lose 1 point, you will gain 1 point.
Hell yeah.
I'm hoping everyone's keeping track of their own points, by the way. If a reminder is needed, Wolf and Lucian, I believe you each...
Have
It's either...
one.
Is it Wolf or... No, it's...
No,
Hold on,
I
I need to check the point. Okay, good.
Cinder has
Good.
one.
Does yeah, just all of you keep track of your own points for now on. I'm keeping track of the zombies' points, but it did lose one, which is good for your group.
I didn't.
And that's
Did I
that.
lose any, or did I? Since it was my first go.
No. Well,
You
remember
lost-
if you fail, yeah, if you fail, then it gains a point.
Yeah,
But yeah,
you
gains a
you
point.
don't lose.
Unless
something.
the only time in which you don't, it doesn't matter, and it's good to have no points, is if an obstacle comes up. If an obstacle comes up on its turn, which it makes an obstacle every turn, then it's an issue. But otherwise, it's not. Cinder, how would you like to keep distance?
I think I will burn my use of Misty Step for the day to get an extra 30 feet on it.
Wonderful. Make me an Arcana check or a Perception. Choices.
Perception.
I like choices.
I have better Arcana. Please. Gobi, please. I swear to God.
You do not gain a point, and it gains one.
Are you fucking serious? Holy shit. I'm gonna die. Well,
Back
this
up
is...
at 2.
this is how I die. Oh,
As,
Jesus.
I'll say, you point your finger forward, a mist swirling around you, focusing on where you want to be. But unfortunately, as you do, you end up tangled in some tree branches for a momentary abatement before managing to struggle free and get back up in the air, pulling twigs out of off of yourself. Twigs and leaves.
Go for them
That should be
spider
the end of
webs.
your turn.
It's okay. This is how I die. It's fine.
Wolf, how would you like to proceed?
Okay. Are there any noticeable weak spots on it that I can see from here?
Normally,
Perhaps
you
maybe where it was stabbed by Lucian or something.
As much as you do see injuries from Lucian taking effect on this thing, it doesn't seem to feel or comprehend pain, and you see it's missing a massive part of its upper chest, kind of leading around its throat. You see organs kind of pouring out of this thing, making
Okay.
it quite hard to tell what you could consider weak on this thing. The only thing you notice is that its jaw seems a bit slack, if anything,
Okay.
but it still seems to be holding on tough. And there's zombies pouring out of it.
Okay. I would like to take one of my javelins out of my backpack,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like to, while running, if I can, make my best attempt at hurling the javelin into its eye, if I possibly could.
All right.
If for any other reason than to blind it, and if I can't do that, at least I'll maybe get its attention, so other people, like, it'll be more focused on me instead of everybody else.
Sure. Go ahead. Make me a... I'd say just a normal attack roll here.
Okay. So just a D20.
Mm-hmm. No, whatever your attack modifier is for that.
Oh, for the
Just
javelin.
use a javelin. You might have to target it to use it.
I'm trying
for
to.
sure.
I don't think this is in my backpack, is it? I don't think. I don't think I updated my.
If that doesn't work, I'll let you use acrobatics or athletics of your choice.
I'll use athletics.
Right.
Just an
Make an
athletic
athletics check to see how hard you can hurl this thing.
real quick, just because I want to check and see.
Welcome, Byron.
What's up?
Once you join the Foundry, do let me know, and I'll add you to the initiative. You will have 1 point to start, and I'll explain everything once it's your turn.
Okay, so I don't have advantage on this because of the certain situation that I'm in, unfortunately. So normal roll. 14.
Ignore where your tokens are in the map, by the way. These are simply to allow you to join initiative. A 14. I'll say that's enough to successfully huck your javelin, and you hit it right on the tip of its nose, kind of. Not in the nose specifically, but enough to make it kind of momentarily wince in pain. Slows it down for a moment, but not much, giving you a point.
Okay.
Alright.
And yep,
Say it.
that's all I'll do. So I'm at 2.
Wonderful. Does it let you join, Byron?
I don't even know. I don't even have a token on the map, so.
You don't?
No.
Should be right here. Give me a second. Let me replace the token. Maybe it's acting up for some reason.
This tends to happen when you start using out-of-date foundries.
Well, I'm not using... Oh, out of date?
Yeah.
Huh. You're the only one
Now I
who's
can see myself.
had it so far. That's weird. Oh well. I guess
Yeah.
I just had to replace it. Whatever. Go ahead and join initiative. Cool. Once it gets to your turn, I'll explain everything. But for now, the Tyrannosaurus currently at your side. It has a javelin now sticking out of its nostril, the upper nostril, kind of like a weirdly placed unicorn horn. It looks towards your group with a hungering fury and sizes up its next kill. But before it can, in the middle of its run, you watch it stop for a moment or slow down and start almost coughing and regurgitating, if you could imagine a Tyrannosaurus doing that, before pooling out of it and kind of a slimy drool comes 4 zombies that will try and run at your group in an attempt to grab at your legs and slow you down. Make athletics or acrobatics. Any one of you can choose. You can each choose what you make. Minus sender, because once again, in the air. Makes things quite easier. Yep.
Athletic or acrobatic, you said?
Mm-hmm.
And
Is
that's
it check, so-
disadvantage.
Yep.
Oh, that sucks.
Well, I'm gonna start working on my next sheet.
What, you don't have one ready to go already? Shame.
You should make
No.
every character
Wolf.
from the start of the campaign with the intention that they'll die.
Wolf. Did you
Yes.
roll?
Did it not go through? I don't think it did.
Did you roll that 14? Okay, no, I don't think it did. Yeah, the 14 was your javelin, if I remember correctly. So
Yeah,
rolled...
it was. Oh,
Do you,
fuck,
do you see it? If you have the roll on your screen, just tell me what it is.
No, like I clicked it. Just
Okay.
okay.
Try again.
Which roll was it again?
Athletics or acrobatics of your choice.
Okay. I mean athletics, I guess.
Go ahead.
That
Alright.
says 16 on my screen, but that was an 8. All right, cool. Fuck you too, I guess.
Let's see here. Ooh, everyone rolled pretty interestingly there. Everyone but Viren. As the zombies pull in, you feel yourselves almost dragged down by them as you have to struggle to kick them and force them off. Luckily for you, the Tyrannosaurus' coughing slowed it down enough to still give you distance, but at the same time help it make some distance up. It will gain a point. I'll just say in this case a flat point, so now it's at 3. Help keep things moving. And that'll be the end of its turn. Jack.
What have I used in this combat, just out of curiosity?
You haven't used anything yet. You haven't existed until now.
Okay.
How close is it to me?
It's still roughly 60 feet away from your group.
I would like to try and...
Anything as simple as hiding in a bush is viable.
Yeah, but not with disadvantage.
I don't know what your skills are.
Can I try and knock down a tree in front of it? Probably gonna be
How?
a roddy. Something roddy, I don't know. Tripping hazard.
The sheer
Make
might
it
of this thing, it's
Make
fairly
it stub its
unstoppable.
toe.
This thing's fairly unstoppable to a small branch, unfortunately. So I'll
Minor
give you a no on that one. If you want to pick up some sort of rock and try and huck it at its head, you can, though.
You can
It's
try
not going to
hiding
be the
from
attack
it.
you'd want to make.
Throwing it to death.
It can be simple.
Can I dump out my oil flask and light it on fire?
Sure. I'll say along the path you can do that. Yeah, why not? As you pour your oil onto the ground and light it aflame in a speedy motion as you can muster, make me intimidation check.
Things made of flesh do tend to hate fire.
Let me double check something quick.
That's true. I hate fire. All my homies hate fire.
All my homies ain't fine.
I suppose what was it? It's been a while since I've had to make an intimidation check. I need to check something quick. What the hell is it?
What are you checking for? If I can help you with it.
Yeah, that only works with bad reputation. Okay, that's what I wanted to be sure of because of
Of course.
the pirate thing. I knew there was something with it, so disadvantage. Yay.
You succeed.
Oh.
Gain 1 point, as I'll say you throw the fire onto the ground and it pools up. The creature, getting ready once more to go in, is pushed back as a fear of flames overtakes it. Or at the very least, a notion to not go through the thing that's going to burn it to death. That'll be the end of your turn.
Okay.
Lucian, how would you like to go?
Okay. Recovering from that fucking awful athletics check, he is going to take his thumb and spin his ring of jumping that's on his index finger to cast jump and start leaping onto a nearby tree and bounding through the rest to try and gain speed.
Make me an acrobatics check.
Alrighty. Actually, would this be athletics? Because jumping.
I'd say the jumping part's easy enough, considering the ring's doing most of the work for you, but trying to find the branches, make purchase, and swing from them enough is athletics, or acrobatics rather, sorry. But, good enough. As you gain 1 point as you jump on and swing from nearby branches using your newfound magic item to aid you in whatever way possible. You may end your turn.
So,
Alright, to explain everything to you...
how do our tally system work?
Let me explain the tally system to you. Thanks for calling it that one.
Does, yeah, I was gonna say, how does the unnamed ones tallies work?
So, with how we're doing, we're testing out a new chase thing. The way it works is that, as you've seen so far, once it gets to your turn, you try and narratively describe a way that you would like to either obscure yourself or make distance from this creature. It can be anything that you can possibly imagine. And once you tell me that, I'll tell you whether or not I think that's something you can try and do. And if I say that it is something you can try and do, I will tell you a check to make. I will imagine a DC in my head, and if you succeed, you will gain a point. Keep track of your own points. If you get 3 points, you're out of the chase. If you fail the check, then the enemy gains a point. If it gains a certain amount of points, unspecified, then it will catch up with you and combat will start.
Oh,
if you describe something well enough, I might give you additional effects, like something to give your next person in line advantage, or help you on a check in the future, etc., etc. Depending on how much you used on it. And the DC might be lower depending on what you're willing to offer. And keep track of your own tallies, I think, is well enough to say.
So you said I'm at 1 point?
Yep. You'll start at 1 point, so I'll just start you at whatever the lowest person on the board was at the time, to make things easier.
Alright. Well, I don't exactly have very much that I can use here. I just need to check the range on something real quick, just out of curiosity.
I'll just say, for the description of what's chasing you, a massive, zombified Tyrannosaurus Rex breaking through small branches and foliage alike, stopping at nearly nothing to reach your group in an attempt to consume as much of you as it can.
Alright. And there's fire behind us currently?
Yes. Which I'll say, the moisture in the air is enough to prevent it from spreading, as it's a very soggy terrain. And it is starting to slowly go out. The oil bursts into a plume and starts to dissipate.
I think I don't got I don't got much here. I might just have to try to go for a standard run. I'm too far to use any of my spells.
Of
It's
course.
60 feet.
Roughly, and you can always try anything else. So there are zombies closing in around you. So things like your I don't know what your just to give examples, I don't know what your do you have that undead fear aura thing that most clerics get as a paladin? I don't know how paladins work.
No, I've got I don't have like a turn undead effect or anything now.
I see. All right.
I can control undead, but I have to be within 30 feet.
Simply, it's whatever you can muster to imagine.
How at the very least, do you think it would inconvenience this thing in a situation where those if I could put one of those on or get one of those zombies like try and like fucking get in its way, like try and attack it in some way?
This creature is feral enough to potentially attack a zombie if it was summoned, yes, or if it tried to stop it.
All right.
There's a very
In
good
that
chance that
case-
it might have trouble differing a party member from a zombie if the situation proved right.
Okay. Then in that case, I'm not gonna burn my channel divinity, but I think I'll try to maybe use command to force one of the zombies to basically just walk to try and break off from near us and run on a side direction. See if I can maybe draw its attention to the side with a quick
I'll say-
moving or a moving object of some kind.
To help put it into one word, I think turn would be adequate enough, considering it's chasing you
Yeah.
between the zombie, the T-Rex, and you.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a That's a good one. Let me look at your sheet. I'll either say an Arcana or is weird. This is gonna be not Deception, Arcana or Deception of your choice.
Well,
Forgot
I got
what
a plus.
Deception was for a second.
I got a higher deception, so I'll go with that.
You know,
It will
well.
not save you.
Ooh.
Trust me.
Unfortunately, it gains a point and distance isn't made as it just slams through the zombie, stopping at nothing, crushing it with its massive foot.
Oh,
Satisfying crunch at the very least.
All right.
I'm relying on the rest of y'all to get us out of this one.
All right. I have a few questions.
right.
What AC and HP does a tree have?
What are you gonna try and do? And what are you gonna try
Okay,
and do?
I
And
have
how are you
two.
gonna try and do
How
it?
about this? I'll just phrase it to you. I have two ideas. If one idea
Alright.
is going to be stupid, I'm not going to do it.
Alright, let's hear
One idea is to attempt to either knock a large branch or potentially a tree over onto its face,
Mhm.
or use lightning lure to essentially slingshot a zombie at the javelin in its face.
Okay. I'll say knocking a large branch off of a tree from this height, potentially even using a lightning lure, is probably the most probable of those.
Okay, I'll do that then. And I will have to get closer to a zombie and do it and then fly back up, but yeah. You want me to...
Either you can attempt to throw a zombie at it with a lightning lure if you would like to try, or knock a large branch off of the tree and hit the zombie T-Rex in the head. Your choice.
Because, well, the way that I was going to do damage to said tree/branch was the force cannon, but
Like I said, I think that'll be all right for a decent-sized branch, but not the entire tree. As one of your party members has already contemplated the whole tree idea, and that wasn't something that slid.
Yeah, neither was the loading shrapnel into a fucking cannon.
A simple force bolt though might be enough to give it some work. So,
I
which one of
suppose
those would you like to try?
I will grab a zombie with the lightning lure and spin, and like as it's
Alright.
going towards me, like, you know, orbiting a planet, just have it fling at the fucking T-Rex's face.
Sure. Make me. It's gonna be a weird one for you, but I think I want to see an athletics or strength check of your choice to try and see if you're tough enough to grab this zombie and fling it at this T-Rex.
What was it? Athletics, you said?
Yep.
Oh
Let's
dear.
give it a shot here.
Okay.
You could surprise us.
It could. It's a 10.
I mean, it's not bad. It's not good, but it's not
It's
bad.
not good, but it's not bad.
Nope. Yeah, no. This is a decently high one. You throw your lightning lure out to grab at one of the zombies, and I'll say you'll grab at the zombie, but as quickly as you do and you have it wrapped, right before you get ready to try and pick it up and throw it, you're immediately met with a very heavy amount of force, almost pulling back at you, much more than you expected from this zombie. You look back towards your lure to see the T-Rex biting the zombie on the end of your lure and looking up at you,
Oh
which
no.
you quickly dismiss your lure and take back into the sky.
Yeah. Oh no.
With nothing
Bye.
gained. Being the end of your turn.
Yeah. My god.
Okay, well,
At least it didn't
this
move at me.
guys, I think this is stupid, but I legitimately actually think that we can take this thing.
Well, you might as well try and run until you have to.
I don't think we win the fight here.
I'm contemplating my options here.
Don't get me wrong, guys. I think we win, but people die in the
don't.
process.
No, like, I actually think that this is a winnable fight because, like, observing it over this chase, I'm noticing a couple of things. One, it does feel pain and is afraid of feeling said things. It's not some, like, it's a rampaging...
Look,
monster, but...
Given your check from earlier, to give you a description enough on this thing, it doesn't feel pain whatsoever, but you imagine there's potentially still some primal instinct still in there from when it was still a full T-Rex that want to try and keep it alive, though usually get cut off in certain circumstances.
I don't imagine this thing's
it's
HP is very high.
its primal hunger and rage outweighs a lot more of its decisions, but sometimes it can be overwhelmed.
I legitimately think that if we were to just put ourselves in an advantageous position, we could actually fight this thing. Most of us have some sort of range capability. There is difficult terrain around here. Lucian
Not anymore.
can-
You've been actively running.
True, but we could.
Well, I mean, I guess the
find
mountain.
something.
But
Yeah,
either
we
way.
could find something. And Lucian, I imagine you can still cast Spike Growth too, so that could also help. Again, I'm not making the decision for the group, but I'm just making a strong case here that I actually think that this is doable.
Either way.
It does get distracted
think-
pretty easily.
Yes, it does. Not to mention that while it does have more zombies in it, it has to stop and like hesitate and stop whatever it's doing in order to just kind of cough them out, which also leaves it vulnerable. So
I'll
Coughing it out
Consider
has only slowed it down. It doesn't stop.
even still, like that's still something.
Either way, I'd say because it seems there's a shaky decision here to do anything at all, keep up with the chase, and should the chase fail, then we can put your theory to the test.
Okay.
Unless
fair
you
enough.
personally want to go in, then anyone who wishes to go in with you can join.
I don't want to kind of just drag everybody down like
Well-
that.
Not everyone has to go with you.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, oh man, I'm really starting to wonder if like my own ballsiness is gonna outweigh my critical thinking here. Would you guys blame me if I actually just went in with this?
I'm back.
I wouldn't blame you, but I will not go in with you.
Yeah, same.
That's completely
Ah.
understandable.
Like, I respect it. I think that under the right circumstances we could win this. I think if you go in, I will watch for a round or two to see if it seems like a winnable fight before I make my decision.
I don't really understand that decision making too much, but
I want to see how much its average damage per round is before I go forward. I want to see
okay,
if you're
now
going to
that's
die
more
first.
understandable. You want me to look like
Yes,
the test.
I want. Yes. If your
Down
idea is to
summon
go
one
in, I
bite.
want you
Yeah,
to test
that
its
checks
damage. That is my situation because I'm gonna be the one who has to face tank it.
Remember, if you go into a fight with it actively, you have to at least get it below half before you can try and run again. Reinitiate some sort of chase.
Oh boy.
Which I think is definitely doable.
Well, at that point, I think we just might as well run or keep running.
I will keep up with the chase, though. I'm just going to put that out there that I am in favor of this potentially going a little bit more aggressive. So, with that
It looks
being
like it is
said,
gaining distance at the very least.
with that being said,
Mm-hmm.
I would. Let's see. I've already did my idea from earlier. Do I have anything in like my bag that would help with this other than just hucking another fucking spear? Oh, well, I still have a couple vials of regular blood. If I were to maybe throw one of those in an attempt to maybe kind of distract it, maybe it like smells like fresh blood or something like that, and those predatory instincts kick in for a moment to kind of slow it down.
Sure. Fresh blood. Where'd you get this blood?
Don't worry about it. But no, like actually, like I try to restock after every combat whenever there is blood that I have not used a vial yet.
So you want to try and simply throw blood at its face?
Just throw it in general and just see if it maybe, even if just for a moment, just kind of slows down to maybe think that there's other prey nearby or something like that, obscuring its senses.
I'll let that one go through, but I'll give you the pre-warning. This one's gonna be pretty high DC. If you want to try it,
Okay, fair enough. What's the
you may make deception or animal handling of your choice.
Oh boy. Those both suck. Let me just check one thing here. Where is it? Where? Fuck, okay, it's not for that. Alright, well, I will make a animal handling check then.
Alright.
Why? 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 That's a 7. Yeah, I
That-
already know I failed that.
Gains a point. And your turn is over.
Yep.
Onward to its turn. You know what? We'll just... For now, I'll say it'll keep distance and we'll skip its turn for the time being. As it's getting quite a few points at this rate, and I'll give it a decent 20 feet away from your group right now.
Oh, I don't like that.
I'll just move it right here. For sure.
Yeah. How do you think I feel?
Yeah, it
Well-
looks like my idea might actually come to fruition if this keeps
I'm-
going at this
We
rate.
joked about fighting it.
I'm
We
gonna
don't have a
Hail
fucking
Mary.
choice.
At this point, it's close enough to you to not be worried too much about trying to slow you down and more trying to catch you on the nape of your neck.
Well,
Oh, what's
fucking-
yeah? She's
I-
gonna pick me up and fucking yeet me into the woods like a mama cat. Got it.
well,
Beat you against
let's
the
let's
tree.
hope that you have probably. I'm gonna guess this thing probably can do up to 20 to 30 damage in a single hit if it hits. I'm guessing
Well,
at maybe.
that's
I'm guessing maybe 3d10.
wonderful.
I'm guessing 2 to 3d10 of damage.
How about you shut up?
I'm just like estimating based on creature size because fucking Wizards of the Coast balances around the size of a creature for its damage dice.
Don't worry about that, Jack. How
And
would
this
you like
thing
to
is
gain
big
distance?
enough, so I'm guessing like probably close to 3d10.
How would I like to gain distance? Can I shoot my hand crossbow at its eye?
You may make a hand crossbow attack.
Oh no. Would this be a disadvantage since it's an attack?
I don't. Keaton,
Oh.
do you know
What?
about
What's that?
exhaustion? If for exhaustion, is 1 point of exhaustion disadvantage on attack
No.
rolls as well? No.
It
No,
just checks.
that's 3
That's
points of
3
exhaustion
points.
that does
That's
that.
what I thought. You're good then. Roll it normal.
Okay. Oh. Wow.
It will lose a point. Lose distance, and you will gain a point.
Wow. Oh, I can smell
Congratulations.
Mom's burning dinner.
All right. That's the end of your turn as you manage to
Yep.
fling off a crossbow bolt through the air, through the foliage lines, a little bit of off the way from where it sees you, and straight into its eye. It steps up and roars for a moment to the air. If pain, anger, detriment to its senses, you aren't sure what, but enough to slow it down is all that matters to you. Lucian, what would you like to do?
Okay, well now that, yeah, now that I'm getting a decent bit away, what I'm gonna do now is Lucian is going to cast Minor Illusion to kind of make an illusion of the scenery to make it easier to, like, not be seen, obviously.
An illusion of the scenery. How so? I'll say you're up in the tree branches, fleeing between them at the moment, and it seems more
Yep.
focused on the bulk of your group.
Yeah, that's true. Yes. Yeah, I can do this instead. I'll actually hit it with a funny ray of frost to slow it down a bit.
All right. Go ahead and make me an Arcana, or just do the basic attack roll for Ray of Frost. Your choice.
I'll take the basic attack roll. Oh right, funny targeting. There we go. Oh, there we go. Finally. Boop.
That hits.
All right.
All right. With it successfully landing and making purchase on your target, I'll say you aim at its legs and manage to kind of draw it off of the legs onto the ground in front of it a bit, enough to make a bit of slippery terrain as the ground frosts over, causing it to kind of slip up on one of its legs for a brief moment and tripping it a small bit. Go ahead and... I'll say you gain 1 point. I think that's 3
Okay, well
for
that's
you.
3. Yeah.
And it will lose a point. And here's what I'll say, because I'm looking at this chase system. I think I like the overall of it, but I think there's some things I want to change about it. So we're gonna do some modification here. And one thing that I'm kind of thinking of is what happens to people who escape the chase. So what I'm gonna let you do is,
They get the fuck out of
once
there.
it gets to your turn, I'll let you describe how you potentially want to either just slow it down or help one of your teammates. You're out of the chase though, for all intents and purposes. Sound good?
Yep.
Just to keep you in the thing. Alright, that's the end of that. Viren.
Alright, now that's
You're
been
up.
slowed down enough, or a couple times. How far is it from us?
I'll say roughly 40, 45, 50 feet.
Alright. Well,
You could potentially get closer to it if you'd like to fall back a bit.
yeah, I was gonna say, I think in this case I'm actually gonna have to slow down just a tiny bit.
Alright.
Oh,
Slowing down a brief.
just so that I'm behind the team. First things first. I'm gonna, when I get behind the team a little bit, I'm going to use my bonus action to put Shield of Faith on myself, since I'm going to be getting closer to it.
A wonderful decision.
Uh,
Well, for all intents and purposes, the way I just said it, we don't use like actions or bonus actions or anything anymore. You simply just do one thing on your turn narratively to describe to me how you'd like to gain distance, unfortunately.
yeah,
But what I'll let you do. How long does Shield of
I
Faith
wanted to
last?
use my. What was it?
How long does Shield of Faith last?
Shield of Faith is 10 minutes.
Here's what I'll do for you then. Because you weren't here last session, your group investigated. Basically, your group was in a small clearing where you saw a Stegosaurus body that was ravaged and half-eaten, and trees with large claw marks than before the fight. Do you think you would have had the know-how to cast Shield of Faith before anything went forward?
I would assume if we at the second this thing appeared, I probably would have cast it. Yeah.
Well, just more. Do you think in character if you were in session, you would have said that you would have done that before once you saw the
Before a fight, probably
signs of
not.
this thing? All right, then we'll just say it's not up for now. Yeah.
All right, then in that
Makes sense.
case, I'm gonna just.
Keeping everything simple.
I'll just not use it then. In this case, since
Alright.
I would much if I'm gonna be falling back, I might as well take my take my bet here and use my. We talked about before. I don't know if you made a decision on the channel divinity thing. If we're going with instead of control, a disorient on bigger creatures.
We haven't made the decision quite yet, but I'll let you try and use that if you want to try and just narratively for the time being disorient it, if that works with you.
Yes, since I can't control it, fully control it as an undead, I'll try to use my one channel divinity to instead maybe disorient its mind a bit, throw it off, give us a better chance to run.
I'll give you a religion check on this one. With a good DC.
My checks have been a little bit poopy today, so let's see. And they continue to be.
But still, since you're using your channel divinity, a success. As you channel out, how do you describe your channel divinity?
Generally, I like to. I would assume that it's basically pulling more from, or like most of my spells are more with the Demogorgon in mind, but my channel divinities are more trying to pull towards any reaching for help from Dendar specifically.
All right. In that case, you, I suppose, stop me if I'm going in a direction you don't like. You reach your arm into the sky, and from the center of your chest towards your heart, you see a massive dark serpent roll up from your arm and start to go towards the tip of your arm, and then shoot up into the sky, growing massive and oppressing in its nature. As the T-Rex sees this, it can't help but be in some sort of awe of what it's witnessing, or at least react in some fearful manner as its previous primal instincts kick in, which does help to slowing it down quite a bit.
Right, I'll happily use my
and giving yourself
turn
a
on
point.
that.
But I'll say it won't lose a point because, well, it was a roll low or low roll.
I'll
you will
take
gain
just gaining one.
Yeah. Cinder, what would you like to do? And how many points are you at, just to remind me?
I want to say 2.
2 sounds about right. We'll go with that.
Question being,
Mm-hmm.
is it making saving throws? Are you having it roll anything actually, or no?
No, it's not rolling anything. The only rolls in this part are you.
Gotcha. Unfortunate. There goes one idea. I suppose, if I can perceive that there are any places that are good to hide, I would like to.
Alright. I'll say once more, trying to shoot to the side of your group, too. At this point, it's less focused on you, since you're an object that's up in the air from it, making it quite aggravated at trying to pursue you. It will be quite simple, but make me a stealth check.
Okay.
Keep up distance. 12. Just enough. Just enough. The DCs for this chase are at the very least low enough to lend aid to your
I'm
group
back,
some
alright.
credence. You managed to get 3 points, and you're, for all intents and purposes, out, and now have the ability to help your team when it gets back to your turn,
Dog.
as I told Lucian earlier.
How the hell
Next
did I
on.
get 3?
Wolf. No, Cinder.
Oh.
Wolf. What would you like to do? Wolf?
He's dead, Jim.
Somebody
Ain't that a
forgot to
shame.
hit the AFK button.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
Oh, there you are.
Literally, I had to go help out with my parents real quick. Didn't have time.
Good
I'm so
timing.
sorry.
You're fine, you just got back in time.
Okay, there we go. Alright. Well, fuck.
How would you like to gain distance? As 2 of your teammates have made it out at this point.
Okay.
It's just you, me, and who else has escaped currently?
Me. I have.
Cinder and
And
who?
Lucian.
It's just Cinder and Lucian at the
Me,
moment.
hi.
You know what? I guess I'll do this. I would like to pop my hybrid transformation, so this way maybe I can be a little bit more agile and dodge out of the way, or gain some ground.
Alright. I'll allow it. Call me curious, does it actually give you any boons to movement speed? Or athletics in any way?
It actually does. It gives me advantage on athletic checks in terms of covering climbing, jumping, or swimming.
Make me an athletics check then.
Do I get advantage?
Yep.
Okay.
You are in hybrid form. Normal modifiers and stuff apply.
20.
Wonderful. You're able to quickly transform into your hybrid form mid-run, and immediately all 4s run around trying to make some sort of distance on this thing, using all forms of difficult terrain to your advantage. That's the end of your turn.
All right.
How many points are you at?
I believe that makes 3.
Wonderful. You're out. Once it gets back to your turn, you'll be able to help the people that are in initiative potentially escape by describing how you would like to either slow this thing down or lend some assistance to them.
Okay.
The last 2 people that are in at this point, Jack and Viren. The T-Rex. Currently the rest of your group seems to be spreading out and doing whatever they can to make some sort of distance against this thing. And you both feel as if you're close to making free as well. But now noticing its prey start to scatter out and get away from it, it's going to do everything it can to try and slow you down. You watch it kind of bubble up for a moment. Its stomach almost bloats for momentarily, as you see some sort of liquid pooling and pouring out of its open wounds in its chest and working its way up to its throat before it spits out some sort of acidic vial towards your group.
Yeah.
Vial, rather.
Yes.
Gross.
And it will cough blood at you.
It's a very gross campaign.
Welcome to the jungle. That's just how I describe things, though. I have very metal descriptions for things.
Yeah, but how
Violent
do you
would be the better
describe
word.
metal?
Not yet. For you two, make me dexterity saving throws to try and avoid the spittle.
Okay, so this is a saving throw, just regular roll.
As I'll say, the caustic brew almost seems to be a mix of half-digested zombies and pulled blood from its stomach acid.
Only I was like
Horrible
1 or 2
concoction.
levels higher, and then I'd get a fucking big boost to those.
I'll say that's enough from both of you. ECs are low this chase. Since we're doing the first chase, the highest EC your group has seen so far has been a 13, but this one was a 12. I'm keeping things in the lower end for now. As you
Have a low AC.
terrifying, not the AC, the DCs.
Oh, I thought you said
Attack.
AC. I was gonna be
No,
like,
no, no. I'm
yeah,
keeping
yeah.
Jack DCs decently low because we're doing a test here. As you see the blood spit out in front, behind you, as you hear it making a really strange noise, and turn your head just in time, Viren. Jack's already leaping out of the way, but as you turn, you duck down in the middle of your run, and the acid goes over your head. Only a few droplets landing on you that momentarily sting if they manage to hit your skin, but don't slow you down. And you keep up. Jack, it's your turn. How would you like to make distance? And
May
how
I
many
speak
points are you
first?
at for a reminder?
2, if I remember correctly.
2 points, if you remember correctly.
Because I hit it in the eye, that was 1.
Alright.
You did the fire, which was the other.
Alright.
The fire
works.
was the other, yep.
Cool.
Thank you.
How would you like to make distance?
Before I move, can I speak?
Speak? Like just say something to your group?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
The other one's still running.
Speaking is always a free action no matter the situation.
Because it's just me and
Byron. You and Byron.
Byron at this point.
Yep.
You do realize that this thing is going to hyper fucking focus on whichever one of us doesn't make it out first, right?
Something like that. The intent was hopefully that if you get out first, I should be able to lose it.
How do you intend on losing it?
I've got a couple more tricks.
I have a bit of one myself, to be honest here. Hope you can fucking run fast.
As I say, if we put them together, maybe we could both lose it.
I stopped running.
What?
How much
Well, hold
distance
on.
do I have between me and the dinosaur, first of all?
Oh, not a lot. But I'll rule it out for you. You are 50 feet away from it. And it is
Let's just move-
rapidly approaching.
He
Yeah,
ate.
I think you're 50 and I'm like 40, so good
Yeah,
Yeah,
luck
I'm
to
gonna
us.
This thing-
stop running.
You guys are only managing to escape this thing through sheer obstacles. It has 40 feet of movement. You
I'm gonna
stop. Do you
stop
just
moving. And let
Okay.
him get ahead.
just enough to? Are you just gonna slow down enough to let him get ahead?
So that
Is that
it
it?
focuses on me, so that he can escape.
Say, I'm the one who can take a hit here, dude. I've got a free cast of shield. I can add 5 to my AC.
I have a plan.
You know what? Hey, I'll respect the gusto enough
Respect
to
the hustle.
keep this forward. However, I am going to put this into some sort of perspective for you.
Out of pure curiosity, nerd, as he's doing this, would I be able to try
Get
and
a
help
point?
him when it gets to my turn? Use
Oh
my.
yeah. If what I'm gonna let him do is roll to see if he gets you out of combat, and then once you're out, you
Well,
can,
what I was
you
gonna
can
try and do was I was gonna try and use my Battlemaster bait and switch to add to his AC.
I'll say you can still do that once it gets to your turn. I'll still let you try that. So Jack,
Alright.
what's your idea here?
Would you like
To
me to
try
lay it
and-
out for you?
Are you gonna try and slow down, let it focus on you, and then run off to the side, or that's your full plan?
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful enough. Make me athletics or acrobatics to try and either attempt.
Can I
to
make it as
outpace this-
Can I make it as a normal roll since it is for the betterment of a party member and not myself?
No,
Athletics or what?
acrobatics. I'd recommend acrobatics, seeing as you're a rogue.
I got a +3 in either of them, to be honest.
Really? Alright, I'll say acrobatics might give you a lower DC, is what I'll tell you.
I have proficiency in. Okay. Say less.
Since it's faster than you using.
Well,
It gains a point.
Well, ain't that something?
Also, I must say that conversation you two had earlier, we're getting chased by a T-Rex, was very calm sounding.
Hey Jack, let's take a peek at the map.
As I buy.
I'd rather not.
As
Oh.
you, instead of turning your head, you run to the side in hopes of trying to lure this thing off. It was a lot faster than you expected it to be, and you giving it any form of distance to catch up with you, you now just feel a very loud breathing, loud heavy breathing behind you.
Since it's a
And you
passive
hear
ability,
growling.
may I use it now?
What are you gonna try and do?
Feline Grace?
You have to do it on your next turn.
Alright, that's what I figured would it be. That's my goal.
Lucian, how
If
would you like to
survive
land?
the next turn.
This creature is currently at 7 points. And it's
Yeah.
close. Imagine it's not too far off now from catching him.
Yeah, probably.
You're up in a tree branch and it doesn't seem focused on you whatsoever.
I had something in mind, but
What would that be? You can simply say it without
Yeah.
doing it.
yeah, I was
You-
just thinking if I wanted to do that or something else. So, it definitely hasn't been an hour, so I'm assuming the owl's still kicking, right?
Very sadly, but yes.
That's a shame for him, because he is going to fly towards the T-Rex and just fucking flap his wings in its eyes and shit, just get in its face.
Hoot!
I'm
It
Are you
looks
gonna,
at you.
are you gonna
One.
throw are you gonna throw it into existential dread again?
Looks at you.
Oh, you
Hoot!
know it. I'm sorry, little one.
It shares a momentary staring contest with you before you take it and you throw it off of the tree branch with its new order in mind. It'll fly at the T-Rex and flap in its face.
You're gonna give this bitch so much
Make
existential
an
dread. It's
animal
gonna learn to
handling check for
talk.
me. No, yeah, animal handling works.
Sure thing, buddy. Hey, listen. At least it's not gonna feel pain.
For long.
Emotional
just
pain
not
still
Just
lingers.
not at all. As soon as the teeth bites down, it just and it's gone.
It remembers.
You're gonna have to owe this
I
fucking
can
so
remember
many
all at
treats.
once.
You throw the owl down, it goes swirling towards the ground, but before it can even try and regain its senses and begin to fly to fill out its command, a giant snapping maw immediately grabs at it,
What a shame.
and it vanishes into darkness,
Martyr.
as it will lose a point, and that'll be the end of its turn. Or your turn, rather. Vyron, how would you like to proceed? It's still pursuing both of you.
So when Jack passes me, I'm going to try to use bait and switch to make it seem like we're both like the second if we're out of view for even half a second, I'm gonna try and see if I can make it seem like I'm gonna run off in a direction. Me and him are gonna quickly swap positions, and then I'm going to break out in a sprint forward.
All right.
Try and confuse it for a second while it's while we can't see us for a moment.
To discombobulate the T-Rex, you may make me a performance check, because that sounds fun. Might as well get all the weird checks that are never used out of the way. Wonderful roll. As seeing this thing catching up on Jack, you grab his arm, and your idea is to throw him off in a different direction to try and have him go one way and try and break out into a sprint.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and make it seem like I'm gonna like break off to the right. As soon as we're out of vision, I'm gonna grab Jack, toss him to the left, and run forward.
Alright, so the attempt is to give Jack a point here.
Yeah.
Then you do successfully give him a point, and now it's on you. You have 1 point left, and take up Jack's position. Or 1 point left to gain, rather.
Worked
That's
for
the end
me.
of your turn. Now it's up to your party to see if they can help you get out. Cinder, how would you like to potentially aid or hinder your opponent and or ally?
Yeah, I gotta run grab dinner. I'll be back.
Alright.
But you know, 2 runs. 60 feet.
I got you, Jack.
How far away is it from me at this point?
From you, we'll just use the ruler, but we'll say it's more than 100 feet away. It's not even focused on you at all.
Yeah. I mean,
So you could close in on it if you would like to without it trying to slaughter you.
without it trying to slaughter me.
Without it trying to make you look like that owl. Hoot, ah!
Hoot, ah! Um. Hmm. I suppose a good way to create some form of a further distraction could be to use druidcraft to make the sound of an animal, like in an area that the teammates are not in.
Okay, what kind of an animal? A dinosaur of a different variety, perhaps?
I'm assuming I wouldn't know which type of dinosaur it's interested in consuming, but sure.
It seems to be pretty much anything is free game for this thing.
Okay, then I'll do that.
Alright. Let me just double check Druidcraft here, because I haven't seen this spell before in a while.
You want me to just put it in chat somehow?
Yeah, if you click the spell, click the info button, if you can. You see where it says that?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Instantaneous, harmless sensory effect such
Sound
as
of a small
sound.
animal.
Sound of small animal. I mean, that works.
I'd say like a baby dinosaur could work.
Yep.
Some sort of easy prey for it. Make an Arcana or Deception check of your choice.
Okay.
Or Nature, actually.
Or,
I'll give you all three. I'll give you three options.
or nature.
Mhm.
Hell yeah.
I'll consider that good enough. I'll say, well, good enough to end the chase entirely. As it starts to notice your entire group break from it and spread out into different directions, now seeing only one target in front of it that's just baited it in the best way possible, and now seems to be gaining some sort of distance on it. It quickly seems to be losing interest in this chase, seeing it not going its way anymore. Once the sound of a small, defenseless creature comes up in the nearby woodwork, its attention is immediately shifted as it looks back to your group momentarily, thinking before turning and running off in the other direction, focused on a new prey. Alright, and now we'll end the chase.
Ayo.
But he died.
It will, for your to your joy, disappear from the fight. Let me put you all on the right map, and then we'll continue on our way.
Thank God.
Wop. Get some normal music on as your group keeps running for a moment, trying to make sure that whatever this creature was is nowhere close to you for the foreseeable future. Once you're comfortable, your group finds a small, what looks like almost a cave in the side of a hill. Somewhere, perhaps, where a dinosaur once had its nest, now cleared out entirely by this Tyrannosaurus's presence. You see, kind of, not see, but more so smell a horrible scent coming from the cave, though you hear no noise listening out for a moment, as your group catches your breath outside of it.
Well, that
Well,
went
We'll
better
say
than
for the sake of flavor and description, since we talked about like 2 sessions ago with my fucking new thing, I'll probably say that the hissing sound from the like mark that got put on my skin is is now active.
Yeah, you're a loud hissing from one of your teammates, not sure of whether or not it's the acid or some other effect.
Mm.
Stress.
Makes you
Wow.
momentarily look nearby to notice any snakes, but there aren't any.
That could
Enjoy.
have gone far worse.
We all lived. As good as we could hope.
You,
Just
uh,
like it was able to lose interest.
are you good over there, Byron? You kind of sound like a tea kettle.
We're fine. We need a minute. Something, something changed apparently recently, but don't pay it any mind.
As long as you're certain.
Fair enough. We have bigger problems. Kawasha, do you recognize this place?
Kawasha says this territory is relatively unfamiliar, but I believe I've heard of it. I feel at this point we're close to Fort Belyaran. This region I have frequented in my times, though this place specifically I've only heard about from friends. Though I don't know what's changed about this place ever since the Tyrannosaurus came in. That has shaken up the ecosystem quite a lot. People used to use this place to camp. It is a location in the jungle not too far off from the city, somewhere people felt they could be safe if they wanted to simply spend some time on an exotic jungle expedition. But it seems a lot of that has changed.
So close to the city, that's good.
That I know, though the direction I'm not too sure about. I would have to think on it for a moment. We would be advised to find some place to rest down.
I think here should do, if you cannot mind the smell.
My only question is what causes the smell. I'm sure we can infer. If you're willing
Corpses.
to take the chance, I'll let you check inside of the cave while I wait out here. I'll keep some sort of watch if I can, as I don't believe I'd be too useful in a fight just yet.
It's still good to have you here nonetheless.
I help in any way I can, but the only way I can help right now is finding us a way out of here. I'm no use jumped by some sort of zombie in that cave. Feel free to check it out if you wish.
I guess I'll I guess I can go inside and take a look.
I'll go in as well.
We'll help you out.
I shall be perched on your shoulder, Wolf.
Alright.
The usual
say
spot.
The entire group will go into the the cave to investigate the strange scent.
Oh,
form of-
I'm going to use a charge of wild shape to make a bat familiar this time.
Actually,
Squeaking bat forms from ice on the ground. Say some
And it has
some
60
dripping
feet
water.
of blind sight, just so you know.
Some dripping water from the cave drops down, and you coalesce it into an icy form. What were you gonna say, Byron?
before we go in, I'm gonna use Divine Sense.
How does that affect? What does that do?
I should be able to see if there's any, like, fiends or undead within a certain range. Let me check the exact range. Divine Sense.
I think it's 60 feet, but I'm not sure.
Detect good and evil. Yes. Celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet.
Looking into the cave and focusing on the immediate, you're confident enough to say there probably isn't anything hiding amongst the rubble.
Alright, sounds good to me. I'm gonna be spamming these in a cave where we can't see well.
That is very fair. Well, speaking of not seeing well, pitch darkness in this cave. For those of you who don't have dark sight, what would you like to do? Or would you simply want to follow those who do?
I'm just sitting on his shoulder. If he can see, then
I cannot.
No.
you're literally glowing. How can you not see?
I don't know. I talked about this with Nerd, and they don't. They're like glow sticks. They're not flashlights.
Yeah. You don't have. You don't just walk around at night with 2 strobe lights pouring out of your face.
So I can see it. So I can see Wolf's face illuminated by the glow.
Yeah, very, very faintly, but yes. It's enough to the
Party
point where
members, there's got to be one torch between them.
Have
I mean,
5.
my question is, does your group want to light a torch, or would you simply, for those of you who don't have dark vision, would you simply just want to stick to the people that do to keep up some sort of stealth advantage, if needed?
If we end up needing it, I do have a lantern, but
I was
I
gonna
will.
say, I've got 5 torches and 120 feet of dark vision, so I could lead the way if we need to.
Well, Cinder Wolf, what do you think?
I'll just follow the people who can see, and if we need the light, then we'll.
Alright.
Then we'll use it.
Just hold Byron's hand. Byron will guide you.
Back to the cave. Alright, class, hold hands. We're going
hell
into the exhibit. One of the
Hell
tigers
yeah, we're
might
going.
break free, so just be careful.
What's the one line? It's like you're the type of guy who open carries to the
What am I-
zoo and hopes one of the monkeys gets a little feisty one day.
Oh my god.
I mean, yeah, isn't that the dream?
No, I open. Hey, I'll have you know, I open carry at the zoo just so I can
Oh
keep
my
what
God.
happened to that one monkey from happening again, because that's what caused all this bullshit.
God, dude,
Yeah,
They're
we're
gonna shoot
going
what
to happen.
happen. Get him, back, back.
We're
I
going,
understand that
we're
happens,
going
clap
into a
the child.
cave. It's
Alright,
just like home.
Alright, we're gonna move
Oh
along.
boy.
Carry on.
Just
So,
like the
Jack,
good old home.
You and your group broke away from the T-Rex and are currently heading into a cave at the moment, where a horrible scent was detected.
I say
those-
that's immediately a bad idea.
Do you not want to go in with the rest of them?
Do I have a choice?
Yes.
Yes. You can
Yes.
wait
You
outside.
always have a choice.
You don't have to follow your group if they're going somewhere that you think is dangerous.
All
You can sit and chill with Guasha.
Kawash is waiting
Before we
outside the cave.
Okay, well, I mean,
No, that's what I'm
Um,
saying. Like, he can sit outside with Kawash if he wants to.
yeah.
Would I be able to tell what this particular smell is?
Nope. I mean, your group can infer off of context clues. Though
no
you don't hear
shit.
growling.
Yeah, we found the T-Rex's shitter.
Ugh.
Gross.
It's a small cave that you imagine the T-Rex couldn't fit into the entrance of. Which is the main reason your group feels it a good decision to make. I'd say you'd almost have to, you almost have to put your body to the side to slide in. So you want to go in?
How the fuck is Wolf fitting in?
Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
Is he just like he's grading his
medium
way through the
creature.
hole?
He's still
No,
a
he's
medium
not.
creature.
Fucking
it?
borderline. He is a medium creature for all intents and purposes. That motherfucker's like 7 foot tall and made of stone.
Just
so-
imagine, like,
That still counts as a medium creature in D&D logic.
just imagine
I got-
he
I got
can't
this. Have you ever seen Metroid?
look up.
He's gonna turn into a ball.
No, no, I turned into a brick. But no, like
Kirby.
but no, I just walk sideways, like through doors.
He's like
I
a,
look away for a second.
it's a
while I look
perfect
down
puzzle
at the-
piece.
Fucking Lucian, thank you for reminding me of that one fucking research log from Prime where they mentioned that she doesn't curl up, and when the space pirates tried to mimic it, they contorted and killed multiple
Oh
of them,
my
trying to force them
gosh.
into a small ball like Samus.
Oh my god.
How I
They
imagine,
trash compacted them.
how I imagine Wolf walking through here is there's like a centimeter or two from the top of the cave to his skull.
I'm just
No,
saying
it's just like the cartoons. There's just a perfectly wolf-shaped hole through the wall.
Or he just
He's gonna-
crouches.
yeah, he's gonna stand up and Dr. Livesly walk right through the fucking wall like it doesn't exist.
No, I literally.
Dude.
No, it's literally just like I just casually walk through the wall like it's nothing, and it just crumbles into fucking stone and
Ah,
gravel around me. It just
You're the
Straight
Kool-Aid
away.
man.
either way,
Carry
Yeah,
on.
going in the hole.
yeah, either way, carrying on. All funnies aside here. As your group squeezes through into this cave and pushes forward, light, for those of you who can't see, completely snuffed. As you go through, those of you with dark vision, I'd say Vyron, you're the first to spot this. Up ahead, before a bend that branches off in two separate directions into this much larger than you expected cave, you see what looks like, towards the left path, a smear or stream of blood and a scraping line on the wall. Though immediately it's hard to tell that it's blood for the fact that it's black and white. Though the scent doesn't lie to you.
Do I see any bodies or anything?
Not immediately. That's
I would
just
like
what
to
Byron sees
strike
at the
my
moment.
hooded lantern.
Before you do that,
Mm-hmm.
might as well just get use out of these while we got them. I get 4 of them, so any fiends are undead?
As I said, you don't... This is simply a branching path, and you see blood going down one of those paths. Would you like to go up to the path to look down it and see if there's anything
Yeah.
in it first? Alright. Doing that, and then looking down the path with the blood, you see on the ground down the path before entering into a massive cavern, which at some point your dark vision ends. It looks like a torch that's completely burned out and on the ground. Depleted and tossed. And the blood continues. Looking at it at this point, make me a medicine check if you can, Byron. Before you doing, and if you do your divine sense, nothing spots up.
Oh.
Nailed it.
Oh well.
You aren't able to tell what direction the blood is going, per se.
That way.
Oh, you
Okay,
can't tell if it was heading out of the cave or into the cave.
Yeah, I'll just let everyone know that there's a much larger cavern in here where that trail leads.
The other path seems to be a dead end.
So if we were going to go in, well, I don't know what lies after a certain point.
Honestly, I say we just stay at the entrance here and take a fucking nap. After all that shit.
Didn't you just sleep?
Didn't you just run away from a fucking undead T-Rex?
Well, the idea is taking a short rest for your group to catch their breath while Kalasha finds out where your group is.
I'm fucking get rid of this exhaustion.
That's
That's
only
not
a
gonna
long
happen.
rest.
That's not gonna happen
Well,
until
that's
24
long
hours
rest only,
past.
isn't it?
Yep, and it's early in the day at the moment.
In all honesty, I would prefer it if we could actually at least find a safer spot and know what this cave is, because if there's something bad that lives in this place, it could come back or come out, and I'd rather be prepared for that.
So,
Oh, to be fair, all we got to do is put you in the cave entrance and have you flex.
well, this is further than the entrance. This is in deeper to the cave. He wants to investigate so that nothing sneaks up on your group while you were sleeping.
I would like to check out the dead end.
Going up to it, you don't notice
Carefully,
anything.
slowly.
Carefully, of course, that's implied. You don't spot anything. Checking in-depthly as you can. Whoever came through this cave didn't bother checking here either. If you want to make an investigation check to dig through rubble, I'll let you.
Investigation? Still disadvantage. Yay. Cool.
Yeah, nothing more than what you would have immediately seen as...
Cool, pebbles.
A lot of the rubble seems stuck enough into the ground.
Do
Too
any
much
of the
of it.
pebbles
Too much
around
of it.
here seem shinier than the others?
Nope.
Can one of them?
Nope.
I need a new token, damn it.
Go deeper in the cave.
Deeper in your cave.
Yeah.
So, does your group wish to proceed? Or, the better question here, if anyone wishes to not proceed, speak up now or forever hold your peace.
Or pieces.
Alright. Pressing forward, deeper into the cave. Viren, as you
Alright.
enter in, you now have a good sense of it. Would you like to use your divine sense entering into the larger cavern?
Yeah.
Alright. Using your divine sense, I'll describe the scene and then tell you what you see. You look around, and it looks like there's almost another camp set up in here. Mock tents that have been ripped and torn, a fire that seems to have been snuffed out a while back, and multiple heavily armored corpses laying about, though the armor itself seems far too mangled to be of any particular use to yourself. And weapons lie scattered about on the ground.
Is there a cannon?
No.
Oh.
Looking inward at this scene, from a distance, using your divine sense, none of these corpses seem to be undead. Fays or fiends.
Well, something tore this place to pieces, but at the very least, it's not zombies. Or at least if it was, they're not here now.
Well, if it doesn't go any further, I think it's safe to turn on the lights now.
Is there any other exits to the room?
No.
Okay.
This is
What
it.
was
One massive cave down a long tunnel.
Yeah. We suppose it's time then.
I'm gonna pop up my hooded lantern, but keep it hooded.
Now, getting through the black and light, or the black and white from dark vision, and getting a full colored view of the scene ahead of you. Seeing the bodies up close now, it's easier to tell what these bodies used to belong to, or rather who. These now seem, on closer investigation, to be the corpses of Zentarium. 5, approximately. Seem to be recruits. Investigating the bodies further, you see
Makes
deep
sense.
cuts and slashes all over them. No signs of infection. Most of the camp seems packed up almost. Like something had already left this place.
Could I perhaps recall any information about Fey Fiends or Undead that have been here from this?
There wouldn't have been any.
Just say we remember hearing about a camp from that one Zentarian woman.
How many bodies?
5. The equipment on them almost... Looking at them now, it does show that perhaps the equipment that isn't kind of mangled from deep cuts and slashes, and you see beaten dents into some of it, it looks like solid parts were probably salvaged for the most part from these corpses. Anything that could be used was taken off of these. Already. The bodies were left here.
I'm gonna start moving the bodies to the edge of the cave.
Taking up and putting them where? At the
Edge of the
entrance
cave.
to this area?
No,
Or
no,
the
no, no.
entrance to the
Just
cave entirely?
away from the where we're
Camp.
potentially setting up camp.
Lies.
Yeah,
Putting
let's not put them at the entrance, because then the smell of
Mhm.
corpse could attract something. We'll just keep them
Yeah.
off to the side till we're ready to go.
Guys,
Piling... you wanna go?
this is in that regard, maybe it might not be a bad idea if you'd... While you all set up camp, I could... Or we could, try to perform some rite on these to make sure that they stay dead. And that this land doesn't get to them.
Oh, that'd be helpful.
Jack.
Mhm.
Piling the corpses up in the corner, nice and neatly. You cover them up with some sort of probably torn and ripped tent to keep some sort of smell at bay to the best of your ability. And suppose who's gonna get Kawasha?
I can grab
I'm
them.
busy with. I was gonna say I'm busy with the bodies.
Jack, while you stack bodies, Lucian, you'll head back to the entrance of the cave and so pop out for just a moment. Kawasha's sitting there, kind of milling over your map, looking at the nearby terrain. You see Guapele talking to nearby berry bushes of poisonous variety.
Looking like.
getting a better idea of where we are. I think I've heard of a group that went through this area as of recently from Flaming Fists. As I do speak with their camps sometimes.
Well, we
Shago
didn't
likes to
find
spill
flaming
his milk.
fists, but there are Xantarium corpses in the center of the cave, so...
So I've heard. As I was informed by the Fists that a group of Xantariums were purchasing a charter to head out here. This gives me a bit of a clue, but is the cave clear?
Yeah,
You said there were
nothing.
bodies?
Yes, on the topic of that, I don't suppose you have any good way of masking the scent of corpse, do you?
Let me think. Look at my stat sheet.
Let me check my stat sheet, this magical thing.
Ooh, spells! Alright, he says I could do that. I believe, but it would only be of benefit to us. It wouldn't completely mask the sin.
Expect as much. I'm hoping we can do multiple things to, eliminate that problem.
Here's the hope. My best bet would say to burn it.
We could do that, but I believe they want to know that their corpses are theirs.
Perhaps that could be wise, if you plan to do deals with the Xantarium, that is. They have a
I suppose that's up
strange
to them.
reputation.
Can I just kind of pull out and show the badge that they gave us? Real
I
quick?
guess if you wanted to go along with Lucian, you could.
Yeah, I would just.
Sure.
I'll just show the badge and be like, I'm sure
You're on the
they
same
could.
space.
I'm sure we could very well. They would reward us for such information. If not, we would get into their good graces. At least they seem to be very caring about their men, even if there are a lot of them, and they seem to act expendable. At least
I'll say
generals.
you'll say all this as you are walking back into the cave. Kawasha says, that is fair enough if you're working with them, but my question is, have you investigated the bodies to see what the cause of death was? I want to know what did this to them.
We haven't really come up with anything concrete.
I was going to
yet.
do that after I fetched you, so...
Yeah.
Might be smart.
It doesn't seem that the undead curse has done them in yet, as they are not zombies or don't really show any signs of that, so it could very well have been something else.
I know some who get bitten or scratched and don't turn, and simply get mauled. But we'll have to see. Finally, at this point, you all reach the interior of the cave, where rest of your group is. Walking in, Kawasha will set up on your table. He'll set up the map, if you'll allow him to. That is Wolf.
I will allow him to set up the map, and he can set it up on my table.
Well, that's what I said. I was simply asking for your permission to set up it on your table in the first place.
I totally forgot about that table.
See, first off, that's a cardinal sin right there. Second, thank you for respecting the wishes of the table master. And yes, he does have permission.
Oh, wonderful. They'll set it up and mill over it some more while Quapele will still sit outside the camp, or the cave rather, and talk with nearby fauna. If asked, he'll say he isn't worried about Quapele's safety, as Quapele is quite good at staying hidden. Either way, on to what your group would like to do during the course of a short momentary abatement to collect your thoughts and prepare yourselves for the journey ahead. Lucian, you said you had interest in investigating.
Yeah, I will check over the bodies, and then after that I will start ritual casting floating disc to transport them.
Help Jack, I'll say, because Jack's moving them currently. Oh, you just mean to get them out of the cave in general and bring them along with you, right?
Yeah, whenever we're getting ready to leave on the disc. Woo.
Rightio. In that case, investigating the corpses, you may make me a medicine check. While that's happening, Viren, you said you were interested in doing some sort of ritual.
Yeah, I was gonna do some ritual casts on the bodies to preserve them. Not preserve, but keep them from being able to be turned by any means.
What will you be casting?
Ceremony
Okay.
for funeral rites.
Okay, go ahead and cast that and click info so I can read the specifics for my own curiosity.
Alright.
Kawasha also, by the way, will cast Druidcraft on the bodies and
Ceremony.
create the faint smell of natural herbs.
Info. There you go.
I will join him with
There is,
prestidigitation.
Yeah.
I can
We're
target a corpse
stacking
so
these.
that they can't. For the next 7 days, they can't become undead by any means. Sort of a wish spell.
Wonderful. All right. With that in tow, you feel confident they're adequately given whatever rights you
I was gonna say
you
definitely
see
not
in
the
your favor to give
not,
them.
not definitely not the nicest thing. Considering the holy symbol I'm blessing them with is my destroyed Lult symbol.
May your souls find rest in hell. Amen.
Oh no.
But hey, it's better than becoming undead, probably.
Who knows?
Probably.
Only Dindar can tell that one, I suppose.
Or the Demogorgon, whichever way
Or
they
the-
go. It's just a coin flip.
Yeah, wherever it gets to.
Same
Hey.
end goal.
Hey, people that were probably going to rest in a peaceful afterlife, would you like to meet the Lord of Hell, real quick?
Yeah, that's not the Lord of Hell.
It's
It might
just
as
big
well
ol'-
be. It might as well
Eh.
be.
Lord of Hell's a lot more intimidating than the Demogorgon. It still is the Demogorgon though, so that's pretty miserable.
It sucks pretty fucking bad.
Yeah. Either
Not
way,
worried
Cinder,
about that.
Cinder, would you like to lend aid with your own druid craft to the the rest of your group trying to mask the scent of these rotting corpses?
Yeah.
Wonderful. All of you adding scents of your own liking to these corpses. It doesn't smell wonderful, as it's a hosh posh of smells, though it smells better than rotting corpse. You imagine it masks it enough to not attract any unwanted attention in the T-Rex's territory.
Take it.
With an 18 to your medicine check, by the way. Milling over the corpses, something almost disturbs you, looking over these bodies. You've seen the scratches of undead, at the very least, from the last Order of the Gauntlet member, the corpse that you retrieved and collected the badge of. These don't seem to be caused by any dinosaurs or scratches. Looking at the dents, the punctures, the slashes, and how well placed a lot of them were, this almost seems human.
Yeah, that checks out. Especially since they took equipment. Well, that does lead to more questions. Can I look around the cave to see if there's maybe any identifying anything for the attackers? Like, even just like a piece of cloth they dropped or something. Or got torn from them.
Make me an investigation check.
Can I use guidance?
You can.
Okay. Wow.
Looking around, either you can't find anything, or it's really well covered up. You're not sure which. Oh, lag!
Oh, not the lag.
I think we're good. Alright.
Well,
Did you hear my... Sure.
yeah. Well, this was definitely done by other people. But looks like they either cleaned up pretty good, or they just didn't drop anything to begin with.
Somebody who has a grudge against the Zentarium, that doesn't exactly narrow it down.
Yeah, we could see a few people having that grudge.
It could be that, or it could just be one of the indigenous tribes around here. It's also a possibility. Usually everyone tends to keep to themselves and get rather violent against outsiders, as we've seen.
I will give you one extra thing that I'm now thinking of, that just came to mind. To add on to the fact that you did roll an 18, which is pretty good. Speaking on the topic of indigenous tribes, the weapons specifically used were things like axes, maces, warhammers perhaps, arrows, standard fair weaponry, long swords, stuff like that.
Understandable. So nothing exotic like that one weapon I
Steel
can't
weapons,
pronounce.
yeah, not Yakulas. Nothing of that type. Stuff made of steel, stuff that you would expect a knight to carry around, or a common soldier.
Alright. Well, that's all I've got for right now, so...
But unless there are any other theories to throw about, we can continue forward. We will continue on. Jack, you got something coming out of your mic. Stop it.
I don't know what
Stop.
you're talking about.
Stop it.
It
Pay attention. Stop it.
wasn't me, officer, I swear.
Bad. Bad.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Be. Alright. Moving on along.
Careful,
Once
you
an
keep
hour
calling me
pass.
bad, you're gonna make me really happy.
Don't say that. With an hour passing and your group coming to a conclusion on where you are, Kawasha will point on the map and say, I think I found it. We shouldn't be more than a few days off from Nyanzaru.
Alright, well. Lead the way, I suppose.
Wonderful.
We will have to find some way to... And the only thing that makes this difficult is crossing the water. I believe there's a bridge that we can find, but hopefully nothing attacks us along the way. Kopele has spoken to me as well and believes that this T-Rex has perhaps scared off any other potential threats.
Good,
So-
nothing to interrupt us. Getting
For now,
across the river, I think, is manageable. It just might be a bit
Well-
tedious.
The river we crossed was quite small compared to the one that we're going to have to cross, but I believe that we can find a bridge that will help us closer to the city. Either way, we should get walking now. We've had enough time to collect ourselves. Any of you may take a long rest if you please. Or short rest, sorry. Not long. Not long!
We'll
Short rest
start
because-
piling the bodies on the funny floating disc.
The
I
funny
will take a
funny.
short rest.
Piling up
Mm.
bodies on the funny floating disc. You...
Okay, so remind me again how this works.
Short resting?
Like, I don't select any
Short
roll
resting is
dice,
completely
right?
normal. Short resting is completely normal. Once you click it on your page, it should tell you everything you can do with it, if you wish.
Well, I didn't need to do any of the rolls or anything.
And you're good. And also any abilities that specify on your sheet that they proc in a short rest, do so. Or recharge in a short rest or whatever. Either way, your group being adequately comfortable at this point and well collected and ready to go, you head out of the cave, bodies in tow, having to slowly trail them out of the cave itself, but managing. Turn the disc sideways. I'd say you'd only have to carry one of the bodies, which I'm sure Wolf could do with ease. I'll weigh the body in around 50 feet. One that you have to carry. But, pressing forward, through the jungle, I need one d20 roll from one of you. Does not matter who.
Who wants the bullet?
What's the? What was it? A D20?
Yep.
Take
Make
the
a
bullet.
d20 test.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Sorry, nerd. We exist in the fucking history book. We don't use the newfangled garbage that they write.
Uh-oh. I don't like that scoff. Oh no.
That's more towards what he said.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh, looks
Or
like
was
there's
it?
2 T-Rexes.
No.
There are 60 T-Rexes.
Oh god, no.
Oh my gosh, 60. You have found T-Rex City. Population, not you.
Yeah, population corpses.
Let's see if I can find. Aha. Random encounters. Random. It's all random.
So happy we ran into the Jurassic Park dinosaur printing machine.
Holy fucking shit, it's a dinosaur.
What do we got? Ooh. There's a whole table here. Full of goodies for myself.
Oh boy.
Good lord, I hate this table so much. You rolled a 16. Reroll that one.
Reroll it.
I don't think you want another Cyclops.
No, thank you.
Remember Ung?
It's
You don't-
just a Cyclops, how bad could it be?
I don't think I want to fight fucking Ugg and Grog again.
18.
I love Ugg and Grug, it's a shame they're dead.
Ooh, I like this one. Wow, I like this one.
Oh.
This is a really fun one. Alright, hold on a second.
Oh god.
You'll find 3 dragons.
Well,
Big pee-pee in
you
your
aren't too
mouth.
far off with the word dragon. But
Oh, boy.
see why in a moment. As you rest up in this cave and then leave and continue on your journey, midway through the path, you hear the jungle fall silent again. And it sets you off. Quietly, you press forward before the unnervingness settles away and sound returns from the chirping of birds. But as quickly as it does, you also hear a loud rustling from the nearby bushes, followed by a kind of what sounds like a faint, someone trying to catch their breath. They stumble through the bushes, and immediately as they do, just eye up your group. And now, standing before you is... I'm just gonna post a picture, because I think this will be a little
It's
easier.
Stod.
It's Volo.
This guy.
Ugh. Look at the top of his
He looks
head.
like a motherfucker that would have a lisp.
This
Oh,
dude
look at his
is-
lips.
This
Falling
dude
into the
is,
bush and then staring at your
He
group.
looks like he's from that one TV show with the
Look-
dinosaurs.
The
where they're
Land
just
Before
a modern
Time?
family. No,
Is this
no,
a
no, no, no,
lizard
the
folk?
one where they're like a modern family sort of deal.
this motherfucker
Dinosaurs?
looks like. this
Oh, it is
motherfucker
just called
looks like
Like the
dinosaurs, yeah.
Jensens? Or the
Yeah.
Jetsons or whatever?
You mean like Flintstones?
No,
We're
dinosaurs.
the Flintstones. We're the Flintstones.
This motherfucker looks like an extra, like in the background of the movie from The Dark Crystal.
This
That's
looks
what
like a
he looks
Strixhaven character.
Well, if any of you would like to immediately check, you may make me a, as his sword, I will say, does look quite exotic. You may make me an Arcana check, if you would so wish.
Oh boy.
For those of you with greedier eyes amongst yourselves.
I mean,
What am I rolling?
greedy for someone else amongst the party. I don't need a sword, but
I mean, shiny, right? If any of you like the idea of shiny, you may make an Arcana check.
oh, that was good.
Still making it with disadvantage, so.
Cinder, I will PM you what this looks like. And the
Yeah,
sword
I
does not match the image sent to you, unfortunately, as it has been modified a bit.
Oh boy. Secret DM information.
As you look at
Oh,
this
boy.
blade, you notice this long, decently, it seems like an alright made sword in and of itself. Nothing unique about it until you get down to the pommel, which seems to be almost encrusted with gold and 3 inlaid gemstones, one of them seeming almost shattered. But this is what the sword looks like for your own view. And this is, as you would know, hold on. There you go. Just had to explain what it was to you, for your knowledge. He stumbles out and he says, hello? Are you with the Flaming Fists? Flaming Fists? Fists? Fire Fists? Whatever they're called?
Not particularly.
Not remotely.
Why do you not
Going
like
to try and kill me?
Not unless you attack
No.
us, no?
Looks
Is
at you
there
from
a reason we should?
I don't think so, unless you just really don't like me.
I mean, we just met you. We don't really. I mean, like, that remains to be seen.
That's comforting.
Oh.
Oh, what? I don't like to make
No.
assumptions.
Why-
I don't know what kind of person you are yet.
Fair enough.
Oh.
There's just been a few people that have tried to attack me. I just wasn't sure yet, and he'll just kind of put his sword away slowly.
Look, we just got done running from a fucking dead T-Rex. I don't think we're in the mood to fight
Oh.
anyone right now.
That thing? I've heard of it from locals.
It's,
Well, we've seen it.
It's not fun.
Yes, keep it at herd.
Well, either way, I don't know how to really handle this, as I haven't spoken to a lot of people. Where are you going? If I can ask, please?
How about start with who are you?
Oh, me? My name is Dragonbait.
Oh,
Oh,
That's why I said dragon.
Do you mind if I ask about the origin of your...
I was gonna say, was that your name from birth, or were you given such a title recently?
Birth.
Oh.
uh-huh.
Rough, buddy.
Well, kind of both. A little bit of a nickname, and I didn't have much of a birth name.
Well, I'm glad you're alive.
I am too. There's a lot of dangerous things in these jungles. I
Don't
should
say
know.
Found.
Huh? What'd you ask? Thought I heard something.
Who
It's
asked
a
a
bit quiet right
question?
now. It's a bit awkward.
Who asked a question?
I didn't
guess
ask
no
a
one.
question.
No, I didn't ask a question.
I thought I heard Byron say something.
No, I just said fucking, so we've seen.
Okay. Now that I've said that, where are you going?
Preferably
Unless you have
back to
more
the
questions.
city.
What?
The city?
Yeah.
Yes,
I've
we're trying
heard
to
of
get
it.
back to the city. We're a bit lost.
Remind me, which city? Nyanzaru, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's just where I'm supposed to go too if anything. I mean, I won't ask to move with you, but do you have directions? I'm a bit lost, admittedly. I've had a bit of a problem with a friend of mine, and I need to get to the city to look for help.
Well, do you mind if we ask what particular that problem is?
Thanks for a moment, eyeing your group up. Do you want to help?
It would
Depends on the problem.
It would depend on the problem.
I don't know if I can really tell anyone about it unless they're willing to help.
I mean, we're willing to hear you
How
out.
would we know if we're able to help if we don't know the issue?
Yeah, we're
I
willing
don't
to hear you
know.
out. We're willing to hear you out, so...
I usually don't do the talking. It's weird.
If we are gonna be unable to help you, we'll try to point you in the direction of people who can.
Okay. Well, you see, I had a friend of mine. Me and him traveled through the jungle a bit. We came here recently on a boat, and, well, he was looking for something. He wouldn't tell me what it was. We've been friends for a long time, but he kept a lot of secrets. And we had a bit of a dynamic going where I would run up to creatures that he wanted to kill that were trying to attack us, and I'd be the bait, and then he would kill them. Usually he would do most of the talking, but recently he's I don't know how to describe it. He's gotten very angry and just walked off and told me to screw off.
Hmm.
And I got a bit lost, a bit deep into the jungle. Luckily I know how to survive.
How
Alright.
lost did you get exactly?
Very.
How
I met a
long-
lot of very mean people. I had to run a lot.
How long ago did this happen?
Oh, and my friend?
Yeah.
Oh boy. I ain't good at that either. Just, a long time.
Okay.
Huh? We can say something, Sender.
I just wanted to comment that you have a very nice sword.
Oh, thank you. I got it from him a while back. But, he said it was magical. Not sure how. You know information, you can speak freely as you wish. No secrets being kept here, it's simply just what you know.
Could you show it to me very quickly? Curiosity's
weird.
sake. Well, I just mean, like, I'm not
So
gonna take
look
it
at
from you, but I want to look at it closer.
The last person who asked that question tried to take it from me.
I'm not gonna take it from you. Oh, you might even have to watch Ilian a
Listen,
little
Dragon
mittens
Bait,
over
was it?
here, but I'm not gonna
Yeah.
take it from you.
Yeah, that's my name.
They're like 2 feet tall. It's not.
I just look. I just need you to promise to me that you won't try and take it.
I can promise that I won't try to take it, but I make no promises for mittens over here. But I won't take it.
Okay.
What the hell
It
are
was
you
a
calling
gift, and I'd be very sad if I lost it. He'll kind of pick it up and
Suck my fucking
hold it out.
asshole.
He'll hold it out in front of you. At this point. All of the gems on the pommel seem to be translucent, or you can see through them. They're clear. One shattered.
Do you want your friend back? Were they nice to you? Or
I mean, yeah, we've been friends for a really long time, but then he just snapped, and things got really cold, and I had to leave.
are
'Cause
you
he told me to.
attuned to this blade?
What?
Does the blade speak to you? Are you magically inclined
That's
to the
weird.
blade? I don't know.
I haven't talked to it before. Should I try? I've had it for a long time, like a few years, I think, is what they're called.
How about this? Make a wish. Whatever you want. Like, you want your friend back, say, oh, well, I want my friend.
I guess I could try that.
You're not telling me that this is a fucking like luck blade.
It's
Listen, this fucking freak of nature has a luck blade.
Number
That
nine.
is broken.
I wish that Artis was back. And
Oh god, it's worse.
nothing happens.
Aww.
It didn't do anything. Was it supposed to?
Tune.
Did
You could ask him if he
Artis?
remembers what happened when that thing
Artis?
shattered.
Yeah, Artis. It was my friend. Artis
Artis.
Sinber,
Simber.
I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not the real name. but-
Okay, nerd. I'm gonna need
Oh,
to
it
out of
is.
character clarify something. We've heard
Uh-huh.
about his ring, yes, and I'm not just gonna.
Yes, you
Okay.
from his supposed, but you figured it out was a lie, daughter.
Okay. Artist and
You
his
remember-
ring.
Huh? Whoa. Did you say something about a ring?
Yeah. has the ring
No.
artist has.
No, don't talk about it. How much? You don't want to take it, right? Kind of
Not
backs up a bit
particularly.
nervously.
No.
We have no
Okay.
interest in it, but many that we've found have expressed interest in it.
Oh yeah. A lot of people have tried to hurt us for it,
Hmm.
and have gotten really hurt in the process.
Must be pretty valuable.
I don't know. I think artist says it is, but he doesn't seem to make a big deal about it.
I'm just wondering why he was so pissed off at you. Like, did he do
I
anything?
don't know. We've been
Hmm.
friends for a really long time before that, and it just happened one day.
Well,
Hey,
maybe
I
he.
might be able to do something for you.
Maybe he made a wish or something, and it caused him
Well,
to not like you anymore.
No. There's. I mean, before I've used this sword, and the gems were glowy. It hadn't-
Well, what happened to make him not glowy? Do you remember?
Well, I guess if you're saying this is some sort of magic, it makes sense. There's a time a while back I remember being really hungry, so I wished for something to eat. I got it, so that was pretty
God.
cool. I just thought it was coincidence, but...
God, I hope he burned every charge on this luck blade on stupid shit.
Oh, he did! I will tell you now, he did!
That's nice.
But...
Literally
Yeah.
watching what is the equivalent of a fucking retarded person throwing
Given the power to reshape the universe as they'd like.
Sounds about right.
and they
I
Motherfucker
want
wished
a
for a
sandwich.
sandwich, didn't he?
Oh,
and they did
Yeah.
it just for a fucking sandwich.
Did you by chance make a wish before your friend walked away, or?
I mean,
I'll be right back.
I made a few... Okay, I've done it 3 times.
Uh-huh.
But the thing
Oh,
is,
yeah,
the
nothing's
3
empty.
gems. The first time I was hungry,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. The second time, I was about to get eaten by a dragon, so
Ooh.
I wished to not be eaten, and the dragon left me. And the third time was after he left. I was moving through the jungle and I got scared at night, so I wished that nothing would attack me. I talked to myself a bit. Now I'm seeing the flaw in this.
Yeah.
Usually I have someone to talk to, and it's...
I think you may have used all of its magic, unfortunately. So now it's just
Uh-oh.
a sword.
Uh-oh. Well, it's a pretty good sword.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
Here is Blitz. I
I
have
think
also
in
joined your Discord.
particular, this might also be the reason why you've been getting attacked, because I think others wish to
Well-
take it from you.
I mean, to explain more about my friend, we came to this island a while back on the boat, because, well, he doesn't like to tell me a lot of stuff for some reason. He says I'm too talkative. I don't know why. We were being attacked by a bunch of people, though, and I assume that was why he wanted to leave and go here. But once we got here, we went to some ruin, like a lot of rocks and buildings that looked broken and old. And after that, he just got really testy. And then told me to go away, and things started to get really cold.
It
Well, I
appears
listened.
he was disappointed by what he was unable to find.
Guess.
or maybe he found exactly what he was looking for. Hard to tell.
I met with someone who told me that I should have head to the city and look for someone to help.
Well, nobody there can help, unfortunately, with that.
Oh, that's a shame.
Though
Everyone who's been looking for him hasn't even been able to find him.
Maybe the snake was wrong.
The what?
The snake. The person who told me to go to the city. They were, I don't know. I
Snake
don't know their
person?
name. Yeah, kinda, like some sort of oracle, I think they were called. Told me to go here, to the city, and
Hmm.
unless you guys want to help, then I guess that was good news. Now that you know, I'd like you to, but
Well,
guess I can't pressure you.
well, give us one moment, my friend.
Okay. Where should I go?
Um, you just stay right here.
Alright, yeah, I can do that. He'll just sit in the ground and look at the sword now, the gems in it that are empty. Uh-oh.
Okay, let's just.
What a lad.
We're all just gonna get in a group huddle here real quick. Um. Okay. So are we keeping him or what?
I am
That's not a-
I am under obligation to say nothing.
I mean, what's
You
what?
can, okay, this, if you're talking about what we talked about yesterday, you can talk with this characters. You can say whatever you want about this guy.
Nerd,
Never told me anything
I'm
about
just gonna
this.
be honest. I don't wanna give something away about artists.
Well, this guy is only loosely related, so
All right.
I'm sure you'll,
Yeah,
you'll be fine.
Because I need to remember what we do and don't know about
This
him
is
and
this.
that
You know
ring.
nothing about this person.
Yeah, no, him. His existence might as well just be to find artists at this point.
I don't
mean,
see the
he
harm
might-
in keeping him around.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Worst comes to worst, he can live up to his namesake for us.
Well, I mean, that's fair enough. Plus, realistically speaking, we have someone who's looking for artists, so that we were told to help. So
True, but at the same time, we don't know if we can trust said person yet. Not to mention the fact that he seems to be at the heart of all of this, or at least greatly connected to it. So maybe having this guy around could help us get to the bottom of this,
back.
seeing as how he
What are we getting to the top of?
is very
Well,
talkative.
Give it a second.
well, we mean realistically speaking, he doesn't seem in any position to force us. We could. What's the harm in just seeing what we could do and then making our decision if we want to abandon him or not?
This is the blade, but you see him kind of put his finger through the circular piece of the blade and try and spin it
Yeah.
around.
Nice.
Like a fidget spinner.
Shit, this motherfucker's just like me.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well-
Stands, even
well,
if he's not of much use to us, at least he can carry this one body back.
And he
Sure.
can also carry his own weight. I imagine he can't be completely useless. He must know how to survive and hunt and everything if he's
His-
lasted this long.
His use as a warm body will be good enough.
Okay, that's a creepy way of putting it.
All right,
but
calm down, Luke. You don't need a sleeping bag.
I need something that can move and run.
Well, he's good at running.
And he doesn't.
Not for
really,
long, he isn't.
He doesn't really seem to be hostile in any way, so it won't really take much to trick him or get him to go to our side. So this is really just another, at best, a fellow warrior who can help us and finish this quest, and maybe at worst, well,
A free
another
escape.
a free escape, a free sacrifice for the greater good.
So what you're telling me is, oh wait, is this a private conversation?
No,
No,
we're all huddled. We're all huddled.
To your group. To your group, it's private.
Yeah.
So
we're
what
all-
I'm hearing from all of you here is you're willing to sacrifice the invalid.
We're willing to sacrifice.
If it comes to it.
Hey, I
Give
know
me
I'm not supposed to say that word on your stream, Karma. So I'm getting alternates.
You're good. No, no,
Let's-
that was my
let's
that was
hear
my
from-
character making that noise.
If
Have
it
none
were
of you
to-
have any shame? And that's coming from the pirate.
I mean, in all fairness, we said that that would be if worse comes to worse. I mean, I already planned on doing it to Kawasha and the hacky sack if I really felt like the need to rise
Kawasha's
for it.
standing right
Sure.
next to you.
No offense.
No.
He says,
Well.
none taken, I guess.
To be fair, I would have done it to any one of the guys. It's not a personal thing. I actually kind of quite like you.
I suppose
Sometimes.
I appreciate that.
So, sometimes, in order to
How to get
accomplish
lost.
what we
101.
need,
What are you gonna say, Byron? Yeah.
sometimes in order to accomplish what we need, we have to be willing to make tough decisions. But for now, we think it would be fine to just humor him at least, pretend we care.
So you think it's a good idea to lead on to poor helmet liquor here?
What's he going to do if he finds out?
I mean, he's really just looking for companionship, and we can offer that here.
He is absolutely not looking for that.
Do you guys have any food?
How
Let's see.
desperately do you need it?
I'm just gonna
How
shoot them all a dirty
desperate.
look and go feed the poor bastard.
Not very, but it'd be nice.
How desperate are you? Will you?
Thank you.
Egg?
Takes the ration and he'll eat it slowly.
To be fair, I haven't been agreeing to anything that they've been saying. I've just been here fucking laughing like, oh my god.
Look, I'm just
Yeah.
look. We're
Cold
not
stone
trying.
stare remains.
Look, I'm just gonna look at Jack real quick. Look, we're not. I understand what we're saying may sound grim, but you must understand the environment that we're in and the dangers and benefits that come with adding more people to this group. The more people, that means more mouths to feed. That means more, to hunt, to gather, more people to take care of, and if worse comes to worse, another body we have to drag out.
Then at the very least, I'll take it upon myself to feed him from my own rations.
I mean, if that's your
Okay.
choice, that's perfectly fine. I mean, I'm sure he's more than capable and willing to take care of himself. I mean, he lasted this long.
And as long as he doesn't cause us problems, then why
I am
not?
100% calling dibs on this new party pet.
He's not a
Pet.
pet!
Not a pet, that's a person, dude.
That's the cat!
What, you gotta
So,
put him on
technically
an idiot
Blue
leash?
Blue was his own person, but that motherfucker was my pet.
What, you gotta give him a fucking leash?
Don't tempt
Hey,
me.
God.
Your
a cat
views
here.
on people are more foreign than mine. Jesus.
He's our new friend
just
for
like-
now.
Somehow the thing you just said seemed significantly more rude and cruel than anything we've said. Congratulations, Jack.
Fuck you.
I'm just gonna walk over to him and say, well, after much discussion, we have decided, welcome to the group, friend.
What?
If you wish, we have talked about it, and we would be happy to have you join us.
Oh,
For
wow.
For as long as you would be willing to, of course.
That's a lot more than I expected. Will you help me find artists?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
You sound unsure.
Well, we have a lot.
We will
of
help you
different
to the best of our abilities.
Yes. As finding him seems to be one of our many goals as well, though.
Why?
Because we're told that he's lost and we need to go find him.
You don't want the ring, right?
No, we really don't care about that. We were
Okay.
just told to find him. That's all.
Good. Do you have more food?
Greedy motherfucker.
I mean, not now, but like, do I need to get my own, or?
I mean,
I'll share mine with you
Preferably.
as we go.
I was going to
Okay.
say, Jack has taken it upon himself to give you his food whenever you need it. So it's just simply every time you get hungry, go and talk to him.
Well, I mean, it's good because I have ran out. Admittedly.
We
The
all
start of
kind of
Blooming friendship.
we all kind
I-
of provide for ourselves, but if you need extra help,
I-
Jack is right here for you.
Sorry, it's just that I usually, I'm better at doing what I'm told to do. And now that Artist has told me to go away, it's been a bit difficult.
Well,
Well,
I'm
how
running
about
out
we
of-
do this? How about we find out what you are good at doing?
I can run.
Yes,
That-
that much I've surmised.
can you fight?
I mean, yeah, a bit. Though most of the time, I mean, feels like I get more lucky than anything.
No more you don't.
I wonder why. Is there
Are you any
anything
good
else?
at fishing, lad?
Hunting?
I'm sure I
gathering?
could learn. I mean, usually I just throw the rod in and fish grab on.
How much fucking luck does this bastard have?
He has a luck blade. He's holding a luck blade, dude.
An empty
Yes,
luck.
this is
blade.
why I called dibs on this motherfucker.
Still has uses.
It's
I know. I know it does, but
Also,
It's got some
Jack,
really good uses.
sorry, bud, but just because he's lucky doesn't make you lucky by proxy.
No,
If
that's why I
anything-
have him do my shit.
I know, but
You
it's gonna
haven't
be.
heard of luck siphons
says-
before?
As long as you're willing to teach me, I'm willing to learn.
Oh, gladly.
I'll teach
As
him how to
long
fight.
as we're finding artists.
Sure. I'm gonna
The
teach him how to
topic of
fight.
that, was there anything he had that was personal to him? An item easily recognizable by any chance?
You gave me the sword.
Besides that,
Do you have a bit of clothing or maybe a trinket or something? Maybe a wad of gum that he tried to stick on your head.
well, admittedly, that's not that helpful, but
The coat.
he had a
Okay.
You
coat.
kind of just found me and gave me a lot of stuff. That's why we were friends.
Okay.
Oh,
Did he
alright,
any-
let's not focus on things he
helped me
gave
out
you.
a
What did
lot.
he have?
Oh, like, I mean, he had a ring. There was this really cool dagger he had that he really liked. I think he called it. Don't look this up, or else I'm gonna say something really stupid. I need to remember if this name is as dumb as it says it in the book.
Make it dumber. You know the rule.
Yeah, it is. He called it Bookmark.
That's such a nerd fucking thing. Oh my god,
Wow.
that's such a not you nerd, but that's such a nerd thing to do. Like that's a
Yeah,
that's
it
a
is.
that's so fucking.
Alright,
lame,
that's a
also
start. Good
fitting.
enough for now.
But oh, he had an amulet as well. It had a face on it with a very open mouth.
The Necronama necklace.
It looked like
What?
it was. Am I lagging?
No,
No,
you're fine, nerd.
All right.
fine.
Look, I asked and I didn't get an answer.
Yes, you
Uh,
did.
We all
I
said
didn't hear an
yes.
I didn't hear an answer. I guess I was lagging.
L.
He says, it was kind of like a screaming face.
fucking some berserk shit in here.
Nerd. I'm just saying, if it's not called the Necronama necklace, I'm upset.
Hey, better than the Necronomathon.
Apart from that, I don't know what else he had.
That's
did-
fine. Good enough.
Carried
How
a
about-
maze disket around. That's
I
it.
say, I just say, if he's got a screaming necklace, this motherfucker better not turn out like Griffith from Berserk. 'Cause I really don't want to
Yeah.
see the eclipse scene.
It was
really
Very unfortunate.
he wore.
God, man.
If you want wearing, apart from the dagger, he wore a. He had a lot of weapons on him, but he wore a green cloak with some armor, and had little circular mazes on his pendants.
Doctor Strange got it.
That was
Okay,
all that I can tell you about how he looked.
Okay.
It's fine. We'll keep an eye out. For right now, let's just get you to a town, as well as us,
Okay.
because we are transporting
Are you gonna?
that back there. Bodies, bodies, bodies.
That's crazy. That's weird. I don't know if I want to ask about that. Or are you gonna say, Wolf?
I was gonna say, Is there anything in particular that you remember that could, I don't know, point to maybe where he could have gone after you two went your separate ways?
Okay, so I remember kind of where I came from. So I went into the jungle with him. We headed to some weird ruined place after we landed on the shore. It was very empty and there was nothing there. After he told me to wait, I kind of just waited around while he did his thing. And then we headed out and we went towards a village full of bird people.
But you
After
happen
that,
to know roundabout where that was.
no, it's down the river from the ruin place. Is what I know.
Oh my God, did he go to Mesro?
After that, we were going to head towards the city, but he decided to change. He changed his mind midway through and started heading more towards that direction. He points west. And then we ran into a bunch of people with strange gauntlet pendants on them. They talked with him for a bit. They got angry, and then we ran away. And a bit after that, and a lot more walking, we stopped at a mine, and then he snapped. And then I left.
Okay.
And then I headed right over here, up the river. I mean, I got chased off of the river, but I headed up the river. This river. I'm not good with directions.
Yeah, I think the place he was talking about was Mesro.
Mesro?
Yeah.
Make a
There's that-
history check.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
I don't
Wow.
remember.
That's just perfect.
Well, hold on, actually. You know what?
Wow.
The literal,
What is his fucking
just-
intelligence?
I really
2?
dislike that history check.
I was gonna say, with the luck blade, the natural
Well,
luck.
didn't get any better.
Yeah. He might be lucky, I'm not.
Has he got any more luckies in there?
Nope.
Can I
Get
use my
one.
DM inspiration to re-roll that?
Nope, only your own.
Fuck.
Yeah, I don't remember where we were going.
Oh, you know what? Actually, this could be useful. Did you happen to pass by on your travels through the jungles? Did you see a large, tall spire in the middle of the jungle with flames coming out of the top of it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
There were things in the sky, but they didn't get close to us.
Were those the bird people you were talking about?
No, they were... I didn't talk to those people, they looked different. The bird people were nice. They let us stay with them for a bit before telling us to leave. They seemed scared about something.
So we'll have to ask about potentially, like those. He's talking about like Aarakocra, right? I think.
Make your own
Unless-
guesses.
Unless there's like any other bird people that I'm unaware of.
You can always have fucking bros.
You can make your own assumptions.
Well, I suppose we could head back. Actually, Quasha,
Yes.
do you happen to know about any bird people villages around here? Does that ring any bells?
Yes, I was about to mention that actually. I believe they call it Kirsabol. Aarakocra tend to come from there. I've visited that place a few times actually.
Okay.
The Aarakocra, they're very friendly. but-
Oh,
They tend to stick to older civilized tradition. Strange. But nice.
so he did land in Mesro. judging based off of the map here, yep. Yep, that's what he was talking about. Well, okay. Well. It seems that you landed in Mesro, from what I'm gathering. You went south. Then you drifted towards the river, and that's where you seemed to split, and you just followed up river from there. Yeah, that checks out. Did he?
I don't know.
Did he? You said he went that way. I point west, like where you two split up.
Once we left the city, he went west. The bird people city.
Okay. So
Very west.
So it looks like he went towards the heart of the jungle. At least that's like the most west thing.
Anyone else can chime in if they wish to help out as well.
Trying to ascertain his whereabouts.
Anyway, while you're doing that, is there anything else that anyone else would like to do? While he's thinking.
Good.
Going once, going twice.
I'm going to kind of
Jack, real quick.
Hmm?
You got something, Jack, or are you just going?
Oh, I said mm-mm.
Alright, cool. Then you were saying, Wolf?
I'm going to kind of grab like something to kind of mark down something on this map. Maybe like ask Kawasha if he's got some.
We can find a multitude of things.
And I'm going to circle around the heart of the jungle, like that big pond in the middle of the map.
Alright.
And I'm going to say, if I had to take a guess where he would go, it would probably be here.
Oh. Wow. I think I don't know, you might be right. That seems good. There was a lot of water. I just assumed it was a river.
It's what's in this, what flows within this river that is what I feel like might interest him. And I feel like it might be connected to how this plague is spreading.
But after the water is where we split.
Well, we will figure that out in due time. I think it would be best if after we go back to port, maybe we retrace your steps and see if we can find something.
Alright. Alright, that can, yeah, I'm good at that.
Is he gonna retrace his steps right now and start walking backwards?
No, he's not that stupid.
You say that, but
He's like not stupid, just a little
Stupid?
You're not stupid, you're just dumb.
A little slow.
He's not good at doing things by himself.
Also, he's incompetent.
Not very good at thinking for himself. His intelligence isn't bad. He isn't lacking. Believe it or not.
I don't, but
you think his brain is cone-shaped?
He could be smart, just not
I don't think it's that
wise.
big.
Damn.
We have cone brain.
I think his brain's probably like fucking half the size of his head, if that.
well, I suppose if it's alright with everyone, we should get back on track and head back to port, seeing as how the longer we've been staying out here, the worse it's been getting.
That would be best.
Alright.
Yep.
When your group make the final push,
Yep.
eating the last ration it will take, and pushing forward after one long rest, your group sees over the horizon a massive bridge stretching over a large river, large area leading into the what is it called on the map? The Bay of Chult. You see the city ahead of you and enter in. Haggard, worn, but alive. Bodies behind you. We can finally use a map that isn't the title screen.
Yeah, baby, that's what I'm going for.
Woo! Never thought I'd say I missed this fucking map.
How could you not miss this map? Look at it.
Your
It's
group will be.
perfect, and it doesn't have any hidden puzzle with arrows pointing to words.
No, and it certainly isn't the fact that I literally had to, sit here and look at this for almost 7 sessions in a row and nothing but this.
Get used to it.
I'm sorry you can't take in the scenery.
I'm taking in too much scenery.
Well, welcome back. The marker represents where you guys are going to be coming in through, to Kitty Anchorage. As your
We
group will
should,
in-
The Kitty Anchorage, got it.
Kawasha,
Fair.
once you guys meet the city, will say, I have a question. Shall I accompany you into the city to handle any paperwork I might have to sign if you have any clients that you're working for, or shall I head back to my hut for the time being and prepare for our next expedition? I will leave it up to you for now, though I will not stay here for a long time if your group intends to camp out. I don't much enjoy the city atmosphere.
I mean, I suppose, yeah.
Nerd, I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
How long does it take to put a spell into that ring?
Check. All the rest of you decide for Kawasha.
I mean, I guess
I wouldn't know of any paperwork you guys would have. Oh dear, do I have to sign paperwork?
Hopefully not.
I mean, if it's all the same to you, I would prefer it if you could handle anything like that, and then at the moment that you are no longer required to fill anything, we will not keep you longer than you wish to stay.
Wonderful. Suppose I shall come with you for a short bit then, just to make sure.
Oh,
But,
no, I
Going to
just
find an inn to
noticed.
stay for the night. Huh?
I just noticed when you updated my sheet, it re-gave me a bunch of my
Your
stuff.
items?
Yeah, my like food and water and things. I'm just gonna go down to like 0 of everything.
Yeah, I'd recommend using D&D Beyond to keep track of your inventory. Foundry does that. It does it on Storm Kings as well. Whenever you import from the D&D Beyond thing, for some reason it duplicates
Oh yeah, I'm
items.
assuming it. But you don't have to import items.
Yeah, well, I thought I disabled item importing from your thing, but I guess I didn't. Weirdly enough. Yeah, go back. I guess go back to 0 and everything, and then I'll import the items after a session back to your sheet
Well,
properly this time.
personally speaking, I think it would be best if we visit the Centarium first, because I'm imagining it would not be wise to carry around these bodies through the city.
Probably a good idea, yes.
Like, I can do this all day long, but I imagine nobody wants to see that.
Probably not the worst thing that people have seen there, though, to be fair.
Jack, there's your answer, but Kawasha once more, just to make sure, reiterate it. He says, I'm going to
What's
find
my
a nice
answer?
place to spend.
Oh.
I will be in the inn near Marar's Throat. I know the innkeeper there, and believe I can get a free room for the night. That's where most guides tend to stay anyways.
Good to know.
So, if you need me, I will stay there for the rest of the night, and I will leave in the morning. Whenever you wish to find me again, you know where to look.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Of course, it was a good expedition, but I must admit, the next time we go out, I would like to try and make some difference. It was good to see things and dip your toes into the water, so to say, with the jungle, but the undead threat only keeps getting stronger, and, well, as time moves, things can get worse, unless we can act upon them.
That is true, but I feel as though with the information that we've recently uncovered, especially with our new compatriot, we might be able to get to the bottom of the source of this and stop it at the roots.
Here's to hoping. Either way, good luck with whatever you plan to do. I'll be off myself. See you should you choose me again.
Well, we appreciate you coming along with us. You've been of great help.
Not the problem. And he'll begin to head towards Millar's throat without interruption.
I don't suppose any of you have like a tarp or a blanket that you're not going to want back.
I have a blanket.
Can I have it?
Yeah. He
Thank
gives it to you.
And
It's a
then
nice
I
looking
promptly throw it
blanket.
on top of the floating disc.
Aww. Can you clean it later?
I can, but you probably won't get the... I'm not even sure what to call it really. Essence out.
Essence?
The smell.
Oh. That's fine, I guess.
I did ask if you wanted it back.
Well, I didn't hear that.
That's a shame.
Yeah. As long as it helps.
It does. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, at least he's a good sport about it.
That's what he's told. I'm just looking at something here. You guys tell me what you would like to do as you're back in the city for the first time in a while.
I
We're just
would
waiting
like
for
to
your
talk to
breakfast.
Cinder.
Well, you all know where the Zontarium is, so I'll be following you.
Let the Cinder conversation happen first, and then you guys will head to
Of
the
course.
Zentarium, I suppose.
Lit.
Alright.
Cinder, I don't suppose you have any extra healing spells about you, do you?
I have ones that I didn't use for the day. Why?
Would you mind putting it on this ring here?
Nerd, do I think that this is going to take those spell from me forever? Am I stupid enough?
Make an Arcana check with advantage.
I'm gonna tell her exactly what the ring's supposed to do.
You can explain it while she makes the check. Or they make the check.
Okay.
21. Yeah, it seems like it won't take your spell forever.
21?
You imagine that'd be quite
21.
hard to do in the first place. You aren't sure how to do that, actually. Even if you tried.
Why do you need it exactly?
Because we really didn't get time for me to test this properly out to there in the jungle.
So what are your plan is to put the curing in the thing, and then you're gonna, I don't know, hurt yourself, and then you're gonna use it. So that what the plan is?
Oh, I'm already still hurt.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean,
Might as well.
okay. I'll put the cure wounds in the ring. Here, let me click the button. There you go.
Cool. I'd like to cast that on myself.
You could have just asked her for a cure wound.
No, I gotta test the fucking ring. That's the problem. The entire time we've been out, I was supposed to put spells on this ring and test them.
That's rough, buddy.
We didn't get fucking time.
I'm pretty sure we had weeks.
A month.
We've had a month to do this.
You've been running fuck near the whole time.
He forgot. Don't worry.
Literally like 2.5 weeks we've just been walking, doing fuck all. You could have just asked one of us to put a spell in it.
Look, shut up. I forgot.
Yes, you did, and that's your fault.
Oh, I hope they're happy with one
And that's
test.
why I'm testing it right now, and it's probably gonna bite me in the ass.
So what are you going...
Absolutely will.
You're gonna take a healing spell, and what are you gonna do?
It's on the ring now.
Uh-huh.
I gotta cast it on myself.
Oh!
So you're
Oh,
just gonna
it deals double damage. Oh,
you're just gonna Green Lantern it.
Yeah,
You're just
basically.
For the best.
You're just gonna cast it at yourself?
You want me to click
Alright.
the button for it?
I hazard to say what's the worst that could have happened. We've already been chased
I
by
wouldn't
a
recommend
fucking...
it.
Joke's
Too
on
late.
you. You gotta punch yourself to activate it, so you take damage.
Casting the spell on yourself. Roll me.
Regret
Oy
this so
vey.
fucking much. I'm gonna die immediately.
It's disintegrated. Oh,
Roll me a d20.
Did 20?
Yes.
Wow.
Nice.
nice.
Funnily enough, that'd be enough to actually bring me up to full health if this actually healed me.
What's the healing dice in Cure Wounds?
D8.
D6? D8. How many? Is it 1d8 per
1d8
level?
plus spellcasting ability modifier. Which mine is intelligence, so it's plus I think 4? No. Yes.
Take 6 points of damage. Necrotic.
Alright, fuck you.
As you touch the ring, and you feel a dreadful surge of sapping energy course through your body, as the ring takes more from you than you give, than it gives.
That'd be down to 8.
So I just love that Dragonbait's default weapon is a Holy Avenger.
Oh my god.
Yeah, by default, for some reason, he uses a +3 Holy Avenger.
Jesus.
Do
I'm
not
glad you
know.
swapped it out specifically because you knew we'd steal it if it was.
I mean, it's a luck blade, right? But at the same time, I thought it'd be funnier. And it was, so I don't regret it. Due to high potato suggestions. Either way. Entering into the city, your group is to first head towards the Zentarium.
Unless anyone else has a better idea than I think so.
Well, that'd be the first place we have to head if we're courting bodies.
Yeah, we.
Now I go take a trip through the town with all the corpses. Drag the corpse wagon through the town.
Bring out your dad!
As you enter in to the main gates, guards immediately stop you as you all look haggard and beaten, and say, "Are you coming from the jungle, or did you get into some sort of a debacle? What's that thing behind you with the blanket on it?"
Delivery for the Zentarium.
The Zentarium, huh?
We'll show
Yes.
our badges.
Let me roll something.
Hey, cool. Corrupt guards. Neat.
Hold on, I have to open up a sheet real quick. Just give me a moment here.
You are here has rolled a 4.
What? Oh my god. God dang it. Oh god, where is it?
Jeez.
Control G. City denizens. 2,
I'm
3.
immature, sorry.
Wow. Perfect roll. Alright. They immediately look to you and say, "Might we ask who, is this sanctioned by a particular merchant prince, or is this private Zentarium work?"
I don't know actually. That's a you guys thing.
I mean, this feels private.
Do we just straight up tell them what it is?
Just, your faces seem decently familiar to me. I'm not sure why. Just refresh my memory on who you're working for.
Who are do these guards have any identifying symbols on them?
None that you would understand, unfortunately. None that any of you would really know.
I don't know why the first thought that comes to mind is just to be like, we're friends with Volo.
Oh my god! We brought Volo his corpse wagon! He needed it for his new book! Ah!
Honestly, do you think we should just tell him what's going on? Or bring him back to be buried? I mean, I don't think that would hurt anything, to be honest.
I'm gonna be real. I'm just trying to remember the fucking name of the one bitch. The one with the
Tashlin Yefedin.
Ashlyn.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So okay, then in that case, I'll just step forward and say, we are here for Tashlin. She needed us to clean something up out in the jungle and hopefully give them a proper rest.
Right. So this is a private contract with the Zentarium and their leader. Alright, then you may pass through, but do not stick in the streets for long. Point A to point B. If I
Can
remember
they
correctly,
smell the bodies?
Tashlin
No.
is currently having a meeting with one of her superiors at the moment. Go speak with go to the Merchant Princess district and you should be directed to it.
Okay. Thank you for your assistance.
Of course. Glad to be of service. Did you walk off? What are passive perceptions around the board?
12.
12?
15.
14.
12.
14, 12. What'd you say, Lucian and Wolf?
15.
12.
15, 12. 15 is good. With a 15, as you're passing away, you're moving around, you see one of the guards leaves the gate and starts heading somewhere towards the west of the city. Other than that,
I don't have time to deal with that, but I will make. You know what? Let's go with a funny familiar spider. He can get on his leg or something. Oh, that'll be fine.
they send a spider to grab onto his leg.
We'll leave that for later. If it happens, it happens.
Okay, the spider's just there.
Yeah.
Cool. Spider will track. In that case, your group will head straight for the Merchant Prince Villa. I imagine. Wonderful. Then let's take a quick break because I need to use the restroom. And
I need to see a fucker about a ring.
when I'm back, we will begin. But for now, consider this a short 5-minute break to do whatever you need to do.
I have some complaints.
I have some complaints. This ring is shit.
How many times did you test it? 10 minutes ago.
Once.
Once,
How
and that's
many-
good enough, because anything but a fucking healing spell would have really fucking sucked.
Me when it turns fireball into healing ball, every enemy regains 8d6 hit
coulda.
points.
It could just 180 damage and healing.
Oh, what's that? You cast Disintegrate? Cool, it heals. Oh,
My party member getting fucking charmed against Nyx with fucking Night Queen just to cast Daron on the boss.
no.
See it go back to full health.
I've never had it happen, and I worry about that day.
We farm for anti-charm equipment in this household.
Yo, while we're sitting here, I managed to get my ass a job at Dollar General today.
Neat.
I know, right? I'll finally feel useful again.
If anyone in chat wants to redeem any funny redeems, now's the time. Go for it, goobers.
Say less.
Not that there's a lot available right now because I turn them all off for the stream.
Wow, what a shame.
But there's the meow. You can do the cat meow.
Put food in the microwave.
There's a meow for you.
Posture check, fuck you. God damn it.
That's cool. Why don't you drink something?
I'll drink your. No, I'm just kidding.
Yo.
You really need to finish that sentence. Because you intended something.
Yes,
way less
please,
harmful, you need
for
to
your
finish that
chat.
sentence.
I don't think that's Listen, save it for your stream with Catter. It's fine.
I will. I'll save it for my Stardew date with Catter.
Our date valley.
I see you, Stove. What the fuck?
Stove really likes meowing.
I feel like there's gonna be some awkward tension between me and Kawasha because I said that I was willing to sacrifice him.
Fix
Yeah,
your.
that would do it.
Nah.
I didn't say it was like my goal or that I was actively trying. I just simply said that if it came down to it, I would. It's not personal.
You just have pack tactics, okay? He's not
Yeah,
a
it's
part of the
not
pack.
personal. It's just that you were slower. It made sense that I should trip you.
It's the for the betterment of the group. Look, I'd probably do the same to any of you, except for Cinder, but that's like the one exception.
So you do have favorites.
Mm,
I see how it is.
To be fair, I never claimed that I didn't.
Just out the gate, Wolf was like, I like this one. Yeah. So, I mean, to be fair, you all knew this
I did
already.
that from the jump.
All I'm saying is we could very well recreate that one scene from Lion King if it came down to it. Long live the king and all, you know how it is.
Just fucking yeet Cinder off the cliff. I could fly, though, so I mean, I don't understand.
Yeah, you can fly now, but with a couple of Geneva Convention violations, and that won't be the case.
Don't be ridiculous. Cinder would be Simba in that scene. And then it would be Wolf throwing Jack stay off the ravine.
what did I do?
Nothing.
I just felt like you would make a
Fuck my
great throw
ass.
rug, so
Listen
Listen,
here,
fuck
bitch.
it in you
I
go.
want you. Listen, Jack. I want you to look at our portraits. Out of everyone in here, who do you think would have been Mufasa?
I'm
Really
Scar.
think long
Get
and
it
hard
right.
about that.
I'm back.
Listen, Jack. If by the end of this campaign, Nerd is not ready to put all of us on the Hague for something we do, then you haven't done it right.
Ah!
I know, right?
Thank you for
No,
the
you
stream.
I don't
We
plan on
cross
getting
that
to
shit off like
point.
a bucket list.
You can cross that off. I'm content not being a criminal.
Association is a crime, Lucian.
No,
The silent ones are the ones who could have stopped it.
I did, Stove, I did.
no, I don't think that's true.
But welcome
Well,
back. We're
maybe a
talking
little.
about who's Mufasa. Carry
Oh my
on.
God. We'll get things going now, shall we?
Yeah,
I'm taking Marco's location. And is there anyone who's not here that that didn't click the AFK button?
I think
That
we're
you guys were aware?
I think we're all here.
Cool. Wolf, you here?
Yep.
Jack?
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Alright, so, continuing forward towards the Merchant Prince's district. Let me get the proper music and ambiance on. Since we're now entering the city, and I almost forgot to change them.
Hell yeah.
There's
You know,
ambience
it's
music.
it's weird seeing so many people in one place. This is very off.
Have you never been to a city before?
With humans? No.
It's not just humans. There's all kinds of different races here.
I mean, if you look around, you can clearly see it's the majority.
True, but the few does not take away the aspect from the many. As does the
Believe
many
it or not,
take away the aspect of the few.
this is a surprisingly diverse town, all things considered. Seeing as it's a massive trade district, people from all sorts of places seem to be collected here. Different ethnicities, races, and everything you can about imagine that wants money.
Yeah.
Man is driven by greed. Either
Really?
way. Heading towards the entrance towards the Merchant Prince district, and arriving there, you're immediately met by a familiar sight. 2 full plate armored Zentarium guards that stand watch at the gate, entering into this district. The new privately hired security by the Merchant Princes, as of recent.
How recent?
Well, you remember from word around town was that the Zentarium are new to town, came in maybe a month ago, and a bit before your group, like a month before your group entered in, and kind of
Okay.
have been
That's-
privately paid by the Merchant Princes to stand guard.
I thought you were saying it was new as of since we left town.
Nope. This same news, just a little bit of a refresher for one, Lucian, since he's new, and for 2, those of who might have forgotten ever since it's been a while.
Yeah, I can't imagine somebody forgetting that though. That would be silly.
Uh-huh. Says you, clown.
I don't have short-term memory loss, I promise.
Entering on in, or rather, getting stopped at the gates of Zentarium, halt you and say, "What business have you with the Merchant Princes?"
We work for them.
Who? Them is a bit bold or broad, wouldn't you say?
Oh fuck! What was the name of the guy?
His name was Jabot.
We are with Jabot.
Jabal. Let me think for a moment. Your faces.
Hello.
Let me make a corruption check real quick.
Check.
Pretty hard to forget my face, but okay.
Don't know how you can forget
might-
a 7-foot tall glowing statue, but
He might choose to forget.
Oh my god.
Well, we'll see if he's choosing to forget in a second.
Ah,
Yes!
yes!
I was gonna say, I guarantee you, we could probably convince him to remember.
Carry on, Aaron.
Yes, I was just rolling a check for him.
So how'd that go?
Yeah, what did You Are Here get for that?
We'll make. How's he feeling today? You know what? We'll go with this. Just because I don't have anything better to roll that I can think of. All right. He thinks for a moment and says, having a bit of trouble remembering your face is associated
One
with
sec,
working
let-
with the Prince Jabal.
Alright, well, I was gonna say, let me handle this one then.
You
Well,
want to
before-
you gonna
right
stop
before-
before he finishes?
Right before he does that, I'm gonna look at him. I'm like, I'm frankly certain that I fail to believe that you would forget about me, seeing as how I was supposed to be the prized treasure brought to Jabal.
I don't handle personally in the Merchant Prince's affair.
Well, seeing as how Jabal is very upset about a certain predicament he is in that we are taking care of, I'm sure that he would not be happy if he found out that we were being kept up on our request to go see him, seeing as how he wished for any information we could give him to be given urgently.
Perhaps that might be the case. However, I'm sure him and my boss, who I'm frankly more scared of, would be a little more unhappy.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
You're
gonna say,
fantastic
Larry.
transition.
Mhm.
On that note, your boss. I'm gonna walk over and I'm just going to fling up the blanket and say, "How's the delivery?" So, you want to stop us now? And I'm going to smile at him.
You said you're working for the
Your
boss.
boss.
Yes.
And I'll show him the Zentarian badge.
Looks it for a moment. Make an intimidation check with advantage. Or persuasion of your choice.
We're like that fucking SpongeBob meme where with the coffin. Okay, get in.
Get in.
Wonderful. He eyes the badge for a moment, then looks over at the bodies. Fine. Next
Put the
time it would
blanket back
behoove you
on
to be a
top
bit
of him.
more. Next time it would behoove you to be a bit more honest about your business. And he'll open up the gate.
Next
You
time
want
to
to be the
behoove
person
you to
announcing
be.
you're carrying bodies?
Sometimes it's nice to read the situation as well.
Okay.
I'll walk
Also,
in.
also,
Silent. Sit there.
I'll just kind of look down at him and I'll just be like, also, just so something like this doesn't really happen next time, could you bother to at least remember the 7-foot-tall glowing statue that has recent anger issues at being held up at gates?
And the small fairy.
And the small fairy riding on his shoulder, yes.
Perhaps.
Thank you. You have a good day.
Uh-huh. Try not to get eaten.
I make no such promise.
He'll just let you move through, and then immediately the gate slams behind you.
That would be a very unpleasant meal for anything that tries to eat you.
Yes.
You're made out of rock.
That went well.
Well enough.
Got a lot of minerals.
It's like eating a salt lick. Not very good.
Ugh.
Speak for yourself.
We've had worse.
I don't know what I taste
Well,
like, so I mean.
As you're entering, yeah, as your group enters in, contemplating what flavor you would be eaten if eaten by a dinosaur, where'd be your first stop now in the Merchant Prince district?
Dropping off these fucking bodies.
Yeah.
Well, you were just told that Toshlin was talking to a Merchant Prince. You weren't told which one.
Would I be able to go see a dude about a ring?
Give it a little bit. Before you
You know
leave,
what? You know
Are there
what?
any random Zents in here?
Quite a bit.
Oh,
There's a lot
actually-
of Zentaria running through.
am I close enough that I could go talk to the chick about the monkey tree?
Let's make a list and save it for next time, because I'd prefer the group to stay together for the most part on revolving around dealings.
Yeah.
Write what you're
Oh.
interested in, though, and put it in notes, and we'll remember for
So
next time, because we don't have so much longer in session, so.
I'll pull one of those Zentarians to sign, say, and just show the badge and say, you know where? Would you happen to know where Towson is at the moment? We were told she's in a meeting, but we had business that we were told to attend to with her.
Redden looks over you and says, Toshlin. Yeah, I think she's talking to, Jabal at the moment about something.
Oh, perfect.
You're baited.
Why,
works
do you
out.
have business?
Thank
Yes.
Yes, we had a job that we needed to report to be done, and we were told that no matter the situation, she'd want to hear about it in that moment.
Oh, alright, then good luck with that. Try to be careful with
Appreciate
her.
Of course.
You'll walk off towards Jabal's manor, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. If you're curious, the 4 I rolled earlier was to see which merchant prince she was with. Lo and behold.
Worked out well.
Yeah, convenient enough. Either way,
To me, both the people you're working with at once.
somehow. Entering in front of the gates, immediately the servants recognize your posse. Not Lucian though, but they won't question that part for now. And once you're out of the gate, they'll say, "You're to speak with the merchant prince, yes?"
More specifically, his guest.
Wait here one moment, please. And the well-dressed, more finer servant from before will walk up to the front gate and greet your group and say, "It is good to see that all of you have made it back from your first expedition. How goes business for Jabal?" As I remember, a certain contract was signed.
We made progress, but for now we need to report to Toslin about something.
Ah, so you want to go into his meeting he's currently having? Now, I don't know if I'm
troublesome.
I'd have to ask in a brief, but before anything, while I'm asking, might I request that you clean yourselves up? We have somewhere where you can go here to do that, but it would not behoove you to speak to the merchant prince in such a dismal condition, seeing as it looks like you just exited the jungle.
Do you have a bit of an infirmary?
We have a bath. For guests.
What the fuck do I get? Do I just get pressure washed?
No, you get the mud pack.
Do
Just
you
blood
need
doesn't
an
really stick.
infirmary? Why do you need an infirmary?
They got
Cause I hurt.
You know, you can just
Do
ask
you
me
want?
for
Do you want to
healing.
stop hurting, bud?
Then heal me.
ask
How
for
much are you
it.
missing?
Ask for it, you dipshit.
I'll make sure you stop hurting real
How much
quick.
health are
No,
you
I
missing,
have
Jack?
healing spells. You literally asked me for one earlier.
Hell, the healing spell that you fucked up is literally what's hurting you right now, dude.
It's
Hell,
fine.
I was gonna say I have fucking I literally have 20 fucking free hit points to give anyone with lay on hands.
Then lay them on me, brother.
How much do you need? Tell me.
Yes.
I don't know
check
your health points.
check your number, Jack. Check your number,
I'm at
Jack.
18 of 27.
So you need 9.
Okay, take
Damn.
9 health.
Jack is
Congratulations.
As Byron lays his cold hands to your shoulder, you feel not warmth, but comfort roll through you. And your wounds are healed. And miraculously as it can be. But apart from that, he says, we will have people clean off the statue, but for the rest of you, try to clean
You get
yourselves
fucking
up.
Scrubbed down like a fucking item.
Yeah.
My car going through the car wash, but instead it's my grandpa.
Try to at least wash up, and we have changes of clothes that you can use for the meeting. Just don't look so bloodied if you can when you meet. For now, he kind of points off to the left. Follow that hallway down, 2 rooms, and then open the door there, immediately to your right. Once you enter in, the bath should be waiting for you. Figure that out on your own, but we will speak again once I will come on over and speak to you once I ask Jabal if it's fine to add an extra party to the meeting.
Alright.
Alright.
If you
If we
prefer
have fun
private
with
rooms, there are many bathrooms you can choose from. Either way, he'll wander off and leave your group to your own devices.
My favorite magic word, prestidigitation.
True.
You cast a spell upon yourself and instantly you're cleaned and you smell nice.
As much as I would enjoy a bath, if I go in there, the bodies come with me.
Clean them up! Send them
We're
to the
not so-
mortuary!
We're not so much
Is
one
there any
for
kind of-
that type
Go
of
ahead.
thing. Would you mind cleaning us as well?
Oh yeah, sure thing.
Jack,
Like,
you were saying?
what?
As Byron
Is there
gets
any kind of flavor text with my hair care kit?
You can, well, you'll be able to tint to yourself and make yourself look as fine as the day you entered into the city. Which isn't saying a lot, considering you just got out of a fight with pirates after that. But hey, you can keep yourself nice and clean with a nice long bath.
Oh, a face even my mother would be proud of if the dumb bitch hadn't abandoned me.
Oh my
Oh
god!
my god.
Oh my god! That's
Rough, buddy.
I hate Jack's wife.
God.
Where's the bumper sticker?
Bumper sticker. Oh no. Oh god, no. Either way, let's move along here. I assume does any one of your members of your group not want to look presentable? Is my question. Nope.
Why?
Were you gonna say, Wolf?
I was gonna say, like, again, like, am I really that bad looking or not?
I'll say one of the servants brings out like kind of like a bucket of soapy water and some sort of sponge and just says, I'm going to need a larger sponge. Yes, oh gosh. And they'll start scrubbing you down. You look and smell terrible. The blood doesn't stick though, which is incredibly helpful.
Yeah, it just kind of soaks into the rock.
Yeah, but everything else kind of still remains.
Does that technically
So-
make me a sponge?
Mud. of a type, I suppose. A hydrophobic sponge, but it works.
So, Wolf, when do we get to start growing a moss garden on you?
Fucking
at
Chia
me.
Pet looking ass.
You come at me with one fucking plant, and I will rip your throat open.
We'll turn you into a walking Tia pet.
And I'll turn you and I will turn you into a cape that I can walk around with.
I will make you an example.
God, violence aside in your group's bath time, all of
I
you
will
come out.
invent taxidermy just for you.
All of you come out nice and clean. Oh, taxidermy exists, all right.
I guarantee we're looking at some in this room somewhere.
Not in this merchant prince's house. He doesn't have much of an interest in it. Weirdly enough, you'd expect him to. But either way, Xing out, the servant comes back and says, I went to ask, and, well, surprisingly, both of them would like to speak to you. So you're welcome to join in.
Helpful.
Cool.
Lead the way, I suppose.
He'll lead the way and guide you on along. Do you have any questions before we enter?
No, I don't think so.
Perfect. Then you may enter in. And he'll open up the door for you and motion for you to enter. And as your group walks in, immediately being greeted by the sight of Jabal sitting at the end of his, well, relatively comfortable meeting room in his single kind of reclining chair, with Tashlin on a couch nearby, taking up the majority of the couch, giving your group practically nowhere to sit. You all just kind of enter in and stand over in one of the corners to the side of the table. And I'll say, Tashlin will speak up first and say, Welcome, welcome. It's good to see you again. Have you done the job I asked you for?
We have something to report, actually.
And that would be...
Listen, would you show? Well, we explain.
I'll just lift up the blanket from the disc.
The bodies are there, and she says, Oh, wonderful. You found it.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I didn't expect you to work so efficiently at first. As a matter of fact, I expected a disciplinary action would be required when you returned. But I'm glad to see I was wrong. She still has her massive axe to the side of the chair.
Well, the odd thing that we found about these was, how did you say it, Lucian? All done by what looked like soldiers.
Just humanoids in general. The kind is not really known, but nothing exotic weapon-wise.
Ah, yes, of course. Soldiers. Interesting. Well, that's that, I suppose. I suppose now you would like your pay? And you may leave the bodies, outside in the yard. I'll have my men take them away. Jabal, of course, if you don't mind. Jabal says, oh, of course not. I have no issues with it whatsoever. I have a reputation anyways. And she says, oh, that would be lovely. Alright. Well, as for pay... let me look through here and see what she's offering.
3-day pass to Disney World.
Yep.
Disney World!
Oh hell yeah! A single ticket.
Exactly.
Someone would pick who's
Yeah, we have
getting
to
it.
rip it into 5 pieces.
She'll pull out a pouch of assorted platinums and golds and hand it to you, and just kind of toss it to Viren. Feel free to split that as you please. 200 gold, and she'll reach into her pocket, toss you an extra, 5 platinum, and say, and this is to not press any further about what you found. Not to tell anybody about it. Keep this all in the down low. Am I understood?
Yeah. We were here to do a job, and we're not here to change things.
Wonderful. In that case, badges. They only last you as long as you work. Perhaps we could work together again if they've proven to be helpful to you.
Yeah, works for me. So what, we get 250?
Yep, 250 gold.
Alright, well, 50
I'd
for
say-
everyone.
Probably around 15 platinum, and the rest would be gold. 150 gold's worth of platinum.
Alright. I'm guessing, Jack, for the sake of having lighter money, would you like to have the have 5 platinum?
Yes, please.
And Cinder probably as well.
Sure, yeah. What am I getting? Sorry.
5 platinum.
Okay.
Who wants the last 5? And
I'll take it.
you already got your 5.
I'll take the last 5.
Oh my
Alright,
god!
alright, well, me and you get 50 gold each.
More money.
Works for me. I am now rich and will continue to use it to buy very menial items that won't really cost me that much.
True. Alright, well, guess that's that.
I'm up to
Alright.
300 gold.
The fuck?
Receiving the gold, Toshlin will kind of just stand up and say, "Oh, Jabal, it was nice having this meeting and all, but it seems that I have business elsewhere around the city right now." And Jabal says, "Oh, yes, of course, and I would like to talk with these as well, since they are working for me also." And Toshlin says, "Oh, what a coincidence that is. Well, I hope the meeting goes well. Jabal's not the type to be disappointed." And he laughs a bit and says, "Yes, of course, but I'm sure they will have come through with something, at the very least." As he just stares at you for a moment, and Toshlin stands up and says, "Here's to hoping," and grabs the axe, puts it back on her back sheath, and then walks out of the room, closes the door. And Jabal says, "Please do sit. Wouldn't want you to have to stand around."
Can I say that I walked into the meeting with the bucket that had the water in it stuck on my foot?
Sure.
God, I hope this guy likes disappointment.
Sure.
I mean,
You got, guys, what are you talking about? You got something.
Yeah.
You,
Lots of
somebody just
disappointment.
might not be happy about it.
Regardless, entering on in, or rather taking your seats, Jabal will just say, "So, I heard from talk around town that a certain adventure group was looking for a guide to hire. someone under my employ, so that they could go out and venture into the jungle. I suppose that might have been your group, as seeing as I've heard of no others that would be interested.
Yes.
How did your first expedition go? Let us get formalities out of the way.
Fucking horribly.
As is to be expected from the jungle, my friend. What did you expect it to be? A walk in the park?
Didn't expect it to be a walk into hell, but
They're quite... do not say such. In certain areas of the jungle, I have been told it's quite magical. But... that's that, huh?
I mean, have you had to deal with an undead T-Rex?
No, not personally, but I've heard many who have. And usually
That's
I
not
hire the
fucking
people who have
pleasant.
to deal with stuff like that. But the T-Rex does not interrupt my business, so I shouldn't care. If anything, dangers like that actually encourage people to hire guides when they go into the jungle. Business has been profitable.
yes, I'm
But-
sure it has been.
Speaking of profitable business, now we can get on to the more serious stuff. What were you able to find? Anything to help me win my bet? As that will be coming up in around a month.
Well, we have not discovered any items in particular that would fill in for this. We do believe that we have discovered a few places, and as well as a potential lead to a person of interest that could assist with that.
So, you have come back empty-handed, but not empty of mind. I will listen. What do you have to offer me? What information can you give me?
Well, we can tell you about...
Dragonbait wouldn't have came in, by the way, to give you information on that.
Damn it.
He does not want to be here for the meeting.
First off, I just want to tell him about,
Unless you want him to come in, then you can ask, but otherwise.
we made a particular, I wouldn't really call it a partnership, more so a social agreement with the Patera folk.
You've made an agreement with the Patera folk.
Yes.
Never have I heard of such a thing actually happening. People usually run in fear of the terror folk, don't talk to them. Might I ask how this came about?
Well, have you ever heard of what happens when two people eat a pair of unripe dancing monkey fruit?
Ah, I have heard of such fruit. Very illegal to sell in the city. Unless directly sold by Jasmine. That is.
Well, let us say we found them stuck in quite the particular predicament of such a case.
Do explain what the effects of this fruit are. I have a bit of an interest in this.
Can I
Not the
show
herb.
him my notes I took?
Oh. Take some well organized. Alright. Yes, this will do. Closes it and hands it back to him. I appreciate it. I will remember it fondly. But on to information. Dancing monkey fruit is one thing, but that's not exactly an artifact that I can put in the center of the city, huh? Unless you plan for me to dig up a tree?
No, that is not where the end of that story is. We found them suffering from said side effects, and we decided to help them, and they didn't, well, kill us. And, well, we made a particular agreement.
That would be...
Well, it is regarding the undead populace that permeates the jungle. They seem to not enjoy it for their business, so we asked for the next time we meet, which hopefully we do, any information that could pertain to such a thing, and in return we help take out said undead business. So,
Right, but, sorry to interrupt you. I know that you've had quite a lot of experiences in the jungle, even though your first visit was as brief as it was. But is this going somewhere? For I'm failing to see the point of telling me about this deal with the Patera folk. This doesn't have to do with my contract, does it?
Well, it could be of particular interest to you, for if we are able to get into the good favors of the Patera folk, perhaps maybe gain their trust somehow if it were to go further. We have learned where they tend to keep everything, along including their treasures, so it could
Alright.
potentially be an opportunity to find something.
Of course. But I will not pry. All I will do is simply put out my concerns. So, I don't have much time, and jungle expeditions have been known to go up to, well, a year at some points. Do tell me, on your next expedition, do you plan to come back empty-handed again?
We do not plan to come back empty-handed, no.
Wonderful to hear. Then I trust you will do well. If there's any other important information to tell me, you may say it now. Otherwise, the next time we meet, I expect some sort of result.
Do we tell, like, just out of character here, do we tell him about the dude we're looking for here, or are we keeping that?
Hell no.
Yeah.
We do not tell anyone about Artis.
Either way, I do have one more thing I need to tell you, though, before you leave. Seeing as this time you've come back empty-handed, I do actually have some work for you. If you could believe it, and are willing to hear it. And this potentially could act as a way for you to gain a little bit of good favor back, or to earn some in general. So, recently, to look to you, Jack, I've been told of a certain someone going to speak with my competitor, Wakangu. Have any light to shed on that?
I would if I could remember the particular situation you're talking about. Hold on. What did I go to talk to him about?
Jog your memory?
What did I go talk to him about? Which one was that? I have like
That was the
7
ring.
fucking Oh, yeah.
I can help you
To
jog
be
your
honest,
memory.
I'm looking for a bit of personal items more for myself than anything.
So you've spoken with him, and
A little bit,
have
yes.
you made any arrangements that you wouldn't be telling me about? Looks at you with a reading stare.
Also, just out of context, I really feel that's like really a kind of a stupid statement, because it's just like, is there anything that you're not telling me? And it's just like, well, if I wasn't telling you in the first place, why would I tell you now?
This is the world of magic, man. That's
I'm
a
trying
very
to think.
purposefully asked question.
It's also very true.
Out
and
of curiosity. No, you would have stated as such if we'd have stepped into a zone of truth.
Maybe.
maybe he's just really good at reading people.
He says, regardless. Seems you're having trouble getting your words out. How about this? Since you're acquaintances with him, perhaps you wouldn't mind going back and having a talk with him. All of you this time. Getting well introduced, and
And what is in it for you?
let me get to the point. Once you go in and you're well introduced to him, I would like you to try and gather information and figure out exactly what it is he plans to present at the festival. I want to know what his side of this deal is. If I can
And what
find
would
that
we
out.
look to gain out of finding that information for you?
As I said before, good graces.
Yeah, well, good graces doesn't exactly line my pockets or put food on the table, so to speak.
Looks down for a moment and at his hands. Alright. Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion, Jack? Alright.
Oh yeah, disadvantage.
Oh, fuck you. Okay.
Well, it's a 3. We'll just leave it at that. That's about as low as I imagine it getting. He'll think to himself for a moment and just start laughing. Does not line your pockets, huh?
To be honest, we need money for supplies if you want us to go out and get more things for you. Or anything
I believe I
for
just
that matter.
watched a certain associate of mine hand you quite a bit of gold. Seems you've been picking up jobs on the side. It's as I said before, as Toshlin said, in perfect wording. I don't like to be disappointed. And coming back empty-handed, as much as I appreciate information, information does not line my pockets. So, perhaps, if you would get the information that I'm requesting specifically, you could earn back some favor. And then, maybe I can help you out with certain financial issues you might face later on down the line. Seeing as a well-armed adventuring party must gear themselves somehow, you would want to be in the good graces of the people selling you equipment, right? And it seems that I have a meeting fairly soon with the merchant prince in particular that sells equipment. Fancy that.
And what's
So-
to say if I don't give you the information you wanted, it's not going to go back into him and look unfavorably on me getting the things I'm after.
Your job is to stealthily collect the information yourself. I do not care how you do it, or whether or not you get caught. It is your job to care about that.
I'm gonna pull the ring
And-
off my finger and toss it to him.
He looks confused but grabs the ring. What is this?
That'd be the project he's working on, I believe.
Did he tell you it was? How do you gather this?
Because he's having me test it so that he can make many more trial runs of it and make a new one that works properly and doesn't actually bite me in the ass.
He tosses it back to you, nodding his head. As much as it does look, and it seems magical and interesting, I don't simply imagine him just handing it over to you. I want you
It's
to
not
go
a
back
finished
and
product.
collect some real information. Either way, having something like that wander the town on somebody? Not a wise decision. I should know. I've had people I've made deals with others for less. Either way. You know your job. If you do it well enough, perhaps we will consider some form of payment as well. Is anyone in disagreement? Or have anything to say? You've all been awfully quiet. I want you to be transparent here, of course.
Yes, true.
Looks around at all of you, staring you down each intently. Then he closes his eyes, nods his head. Wonderful. I expect to see you back soon with good information. Then perhaps we can talk in a more favorable setting.
We can only hope.
Of course. I will forgive this for now, but try to get results. And the door will swing open behind you. You may be on your way, as you wish. Or, if you would like to keep eating the hors d'oeuvres on the table, there's plenty of dried fruits and nuts for you to eat at.
I'm gonna grab a handful and then leave the room.
He looks at you with a really offended stare and just says, "Oh, that was sarcasm, but okay." And you all leave, and the door closes behind you.
Hey, look, I don't look free food. I don't turn down free food.
Also, just
That's
just
who you all
saying,
work for?
yes.
Fortunately.
Unfortunately.
Also, what's
After
this about a bet?
That's
I'll say-
way too much.
For
You got a
now,
lot of information to be
we'll
filled.
we'll save any extra conversations regarding the post meeting. But for now, we'll leave it on. Is that who you really work for? And call it session here. So